shall move back a bit.
It's all in the camera.
Alrighty. Welcome to our first stream block for our 24-hour ExtraLife campaign this year. We are starting out this year with a 2-hour staff D&D one-shot campaign. And go ahead and introduce our players first.
Oh, me. I'm Jessica Thompson. I'm the project director for Trio Student Support Services.
All right, who are you playing today?
Crepes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are a...
I'm Dragonborn Rogue.
Yes, we are playing level 2 characters today. All right.
I'm Caden. I work over in Title 5, and I am playing as Sir Francis Drake, Francis for short. And then I'm a paladin.
It's a human paladin.
Human paladin.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, I'm Vic. I'm the hall director for Hunt Hall at McMurray. My character is named Eros, and I am a Asimar paladin.
All right. And our fearless DM.
Hi, my name is L.W. Miller. I am an assistant professor of theater here at McMurray, and I will be running these intrepid adventurers through a death trap.
All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to swap camera. And we will see what terrible things we have in store for our dungeon runners today.
Alright. So, at the behest of a dwarf named Balgor Bitterbrew, you have been tasked with going into the Bitterbrew family crypt in order to find his cousin Oscar, who has strangely disappeared after traveling deep into the bowels of the family's entombed. Once getting to the doors of the crypt, you have the key to open it, and you are all able to make your way inside. The entryway is cold and damp. It is dark inside. Very few wall sconces of light seem to emanate through the hallways. In front of you, you see a wooden door with dwarven runes carved into the outside of it. The door itself has cracks going through the wood as though something or someone has tried to break through the door at some point in the past. Going up to the door, what would you like to do? And actually, let's go ahead and get our marching order. So who's coming up to the door here first with your models?
Where's mine?
I'll go.
Right here.
Oh, right. Okay.
All right.
So you're up at the door first.
Bring up the rear.
All right.
Go inside.
As you open the door, inside you can see a stone pillar, a little basin on it. The water inside is actually glowing a little bit, shimmering off the walls around you. On the opposite side of the room, you see two doors, one to either side, an archway going to dark hallways on either side. You can hear throughout the corridor strange whispers echoing throughout. That's all you see in this current room. Would you like to continue forward? And if so, left or right?
Right.
Does everyone agree to go to the right?
Why not?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Moving in past the archway, the door behind you slams shut, an iron gate falling down, clanking to the ground. The pathway behind you is now blocked. The only way through is to finish finding the lost Balgor Bitterbrew. Again, you have hallways to your left and to your right.
Go left.
Alright. You can go either way you'd like. Remember, this place could potentially be booby-trapped. As you progress through, make sure you're watching out.
We should check the traps first.
Alright.
Yeah.
So who would like to check for traps?
Let's go for it.
Alright, roll a d20 and add your perception.
4 plus 2 would be 6.
6. The hallway to the left does not appear to be trapped.
Should we proceed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guess we're going forward.
Are we staking in the same marching order going through?
Yeah. Fine.
That works.
Alright. You come to another T. This hallway is much harder to see in. The light is all but gone from the basin that was giving off ambient light before. To the left, all you see is darkness. As you have no dark vision, our human paladin leading the way. To the right, you can see just far enough to see that there is a curve in the hallway going to another door. So, would you like to go towards the darkness? Do anybody have any way of getting light?
I have a light cantrip.
Great. So with the light cantrip, you can choose an object. It could be a coin, your sword, a weapon, a pendant, literally anything you want. It could be a pebble off the ground. You cast light on it, and it creates basically a lantern or a flashlight in your hand.
I would like to do that with my longsword.
Okay. You pull out your long sword, you cast the light cantrip on it. All of a sudden, you have a beacon of light shining around you. What is everybody's passive perception? It is down below your skills.
Mine is plus 2.
Okay.
I don't have anything there.
Okay. So your passive perception is going to be your perception score plus 10.
Oh. 12. For me then.
Okay.
10.
10? All right. As you begin walking down the corridor, Arrow, you notice that there are small indentions in the floor going to the left.
That's not fun. Small indentions. So going upwards, right?
So the indentions, it's like there's a step, and then there's a strange indention in the floor, and then there's another step, and then there's a strange indention in the floor, roughly every 5 feet or so
Oh no.
down this hallway.
And we can't turn back, right?
The iron gate fell here, so this path is blocked.
Okay.
There is this path here, though, going the other way.
Is there light going the other way, or
You
it's
have
all
the
dark?
light on you, so wherever you
Right.
go with your sword, you have light.
What do y'all want to do? Keep going or go the other way?
He said the indentions and stuff were this way, right?
Yeah, so every 5 feet or
Okay.
so
Yeah.
through here,
Okay.
you have indentions in the floor.
I'm gonna try right up to the door.
Alright, just gonna walk straight across.
Yep. Let's just walk straight across.
Okay.
As you step here, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
12 plus your dexterity save.
8.
8. You take... Take 5 points of damage as rocks from up above fall down on top of you as you step onto the pressure plate in the steps below. So on your sheet, underneath your health, mark 5 points off.
Is there like extra pens somebody has or something?
Do you have a pen or a pencil?
Yes. Somewhere in my
I forgot to bring one.
fancy erase book.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So, the trap has been triggered.
Clear.
Yeah, I got it.
Wait, where's my health at on here?
So the health is top center.
This one?
Yep, right there. So underneath that, your max is 22.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
you're going to subtract 5 from that. You are now at 17 hit points. Alright, do you wish to continue forward? Knowing now that the pressure plates are the insteps of this hallway.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Turn around, go the other way. Fair enough. So, making your way back, you come to another corridor. This corridor, looking down with the light of your sword, you can see that there are statues engraved onto the walls on either side. Massive stone faces. Inside the eyes of these stone faces are different colored gems, each one shimmering in the light from your sword. The mouths of these dwarven faces, as tall as a human, are opened, gaping out at the hallway. They are scattered ever so often throughout the hallway.
Okay, well that's definitely a trap. So,
Maybe a puzzle, maybe, possibly. Or a trap. Can we check for traps again?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation check. So roll a d20 and add your investigation modifier.
13 plus... No, 13 minus 1, so that's 12.
12. Looking at the first stone statue in the eyes, you notice that there is some type of mechanical nature to these. There are moving parts. You don't see anything that would immediately tell you that there is danger, though. It is very much, seems to be some type of locking mechanism, and nothing that would like shoot fire or protrude or stab you or follow you.
Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this seems to be some sort of mechanical construct there.
Do y'all want to proceed and not mess with the statues?
Yeah, let's just keep walking and not mess with the statues.
Yeah. We're not gonna take the gems out of the statues or anything.
Okay, not messing with the gems. Alright. You pass the first and second statues without problem. When you get to this intersection, from behind you, you can hear a clicking sound. And it slowly sounds like tumblers falling into place. The mouth of the first statue begins to close. The stone grinding against stone. Do you stay where you are? Do you continue forward?
Continue forward.
Go
Alright.
forward.
Continue forward. As you pass the second stone statue, again you hear clicking sounds as that mouth begins to also close. The first mouth has fully closed, and behind the statue, the walls begin to shake, and the ceiling begins to fall
Of course.
Definitely keep forward.
down onto the pathway behind you.
So we keep forward.
Can we walk at a slight jog?
I'm thinking like run here.
Okay. You run as fast as you can around this corner, the ceiling tiles falling down above you. You make it through a wooden doorway and find yourself in a room with a grate on the floor. The stone walls on either side have shackles where skeletons are hanging.
That's fine.
And from underneath the grate on the floor, you hear some bubbling water. Steam slowly drifts up from the middle of this grate. You will also notice that inside of this room, there is no moss There are no vines, no cobwebs. It is impeccably clean for an old crypt.
But there are bones.
There are bones on the walls, and they are perfectly clean.
I mean, somebody's here.
I think it's like poison or something, like acid or something.
Okay.
So I'm thinking get out of this room as quick as possible.
But can we go back because everything was
Well,
closed?
we can go this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's also a door there.
All right. Start moving yourselves forward throughout the space. As you get to the grate,
Oh, I should get to the grate.
you notice that underneath the grate is a bubbling black liquid
Oh no, it's
that is starting to seep up and out of the grate itself.
poison.
I need you all to roll initiative.
That's poison. That's too poison. 17.
I have a
So it's 6. 4 plus 2 is 6.
oh, a minus 1, so 17.
I think mine was 17 as well. So I have plus 0 for mine.
I got 6.
6?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because it's 4 plus 2, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So we have 6,
17.
17?
17.
17, all right. So the two of you act before whatever this strange goo is that's coming out of the grate. So, you have, who has the higher dexterity? What's yours?
8.
8. What is your dexterity?
Mine is plus 0. Oh, 10.
10?
Yeah.
So you act first. Now you have 6 squares of movement. You have an action which you can use to attack. You can use your action to try to get out. You can use your action to do multiple things. And that is your turn. So,
Okay.
where would you like to move?
So, since I moved first, are any characters like trapped, or it's just
No, but you do have 2 party members on the other side of the grate.
so are they safe or no?
You
So
don't
they're-
know.
Great.
You are currently separated by this black goo that's
Of
coming
course.
from the grate.
Of course. Okay, I'm gonna try to get out.
All right. You are right by the door, so you can try to break through there if you would like.
Or is there any way I could like break the black mist, kind of like dissolve it?
You can try to destroy the goo if you would like, yes.
Why not?
Okay. Are you going to go attack with your weapon, or are you going to cast a spell? How are you going to attack this goo?
So spells I have are Wrathful Smite and Detect Evil and Good. That's not gonna help. So I'm gonna go with attack with the longsword.
Okay. So let's move you up to the black goo so you can stab. Alright, so roll for an attack. So roll a d20 and add your longsword bonus.
7. The longsword bonus is plus 2, so 9.
9. You hit. So longsword, you are going to do 1d8 of damage. So get your d8. It's the one that looks like 2 pyramids that have been smashed together.
So this one?
Yep, that's the one. So roll that. 3 plus next to your longsword, it should have a
5.
So that's going to be 8 points of damage to the goo, and your longsword begins to dissolve a little bit
Oh, come on.
and gets a -1 to its damage and attack rolls from now on,
That's fun.
as the acid of the goo begins to eat through it. Alright. Seeing your companion stab this black goo and his sword begin to dissolve, what would you like to do?
Oh my gosh.
No pressure. Yeah.
Shield of Faith, I can only use.
You can cast it on yourself.
Right.
And that uses your action.
But I also I can't move once I cast it, right?
No,
Because
you can still move.
Can I go out the door, and then?
You can try to.
Okay, I'm gonna try and go outside of the room first.
Okay. So you move to the door, and so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 2 more squares of movement. Okay.
Okay.
Save yourself.
And when you get to the door, the hallway in front of you is a downward slope, descending further down into the crypt.
Okay.
Alright. Do you want to continue down?
All right, Lord. Is there any way that I could use the Shield of Faith on one of them and then get out of the room?
Let me pull up Shield of Faith real quick, because I don't want to tell you wrong. Oh, my bad. Shield of Faith is actually a bonus action. And it's a creature of your choice. So yes, you can cast it on one of them, and they get a +2 to their armor. And you still have your action to do something else with it.
Okay. So I'm gonna use Shield of Faith on her.
Okay. So your AC is going to be up by 2. So your AC armor class
Okay.
is going to be at a 15 as long as he maintains concentration on that spell.
Okay.
So you're a little bit harder to hit.
Okay.
Alright, you still have 2 squares of movement and your action. If you would like to try to attack this thing from range, if you would like to...
What does Bless do?
Bless
I can
is a spell.
bless things, right?
Yeah, you can bless things. So you can bless everyone in your party and they get an extra d4 to their dice rolls. So if they roll for an attack or a saving throw or to roll for a skill, they get to add an extra d4 to that.
Okay.
But it is also a concentration. So
Right. I'm gonna go down.
Alright, so 2 squares further down. The slope is a little slick, but at the moment it's not too bad. You're able to keep your footing. Alright, it is now the Black Pudding's turn. It has 2 people right next to it. So, it is going to lash out at the one that attacked it
Of course.
with its pseudopod. Rolling a 5 plus 5 to hit, a 10. What is your armor class?
Armor is 18.
18. It slashes out at you with a pseudopod, but you manage to just move out of the way. It does not hit you. It is also going to continue bubbling forth. Out of the grate. Spilling out onto you. Here. As it spills out, you become engulfed in the acid of the goo. You take 4 points of acid damage. As this black tar-like substance starts crawling up you, engulfing you in all of its nasty slime. Alright, it is now Crepe's turn, our intrepid rogue. The goo is coming forth. One of your companions has beat feet out of the room, and then your other companion is slowly being dissolved.
Okay.
Trying to save Rogue. No pressure.
So, my weapon is poison, right? Is that?
Let's see.
the breath weapon.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
breath
the
weapon.
breath
It's
weapon.
poison.
Yes, it's
Yes.
poison breath weapon.
Sorry, it took me a second to realize what was
Yes.
being asked.
So will that do anything to the goo?
Roll a history check.
Okay, how do I roll it?
So you roll a d20,
Okay,
and you'll add your history bonus
there's 17
plus history score.
plus 2, so 19.
19. You have heard of ooze-like creatures like this before, and you know that they have some immunities and some things that don't do any damage to them. However, poison does seem to be effective against it.
Okay, so then I'm going to use poison against it to try to save my companion?
Okay. So, getting a gullet full of breath, you spit this green vomit mist towards the goo. Goo mixing with goo as it starts to get sickly and gross. Can you look up on your in your player's handbook there
Okay.
to see how much damage your poison breath does? I'm also going to give you an inspiration for using your breath weapon.
Okay, so it's green poison. For the saving, is it a saving throw?
Yes, I have to roll a saving throw.
Okay. 8 plus.
8 plus the Constitution modifier plus proficiency bonus.
So it fails.
Okay, cool. And then 2d6 damage.
All right. So roll a d6.
Okay.
So d6 is your standard dice. And this guy there.
Okay.
Roll that twice. So 5 and
5.
all right. So it does 10 points of damage as this poisonous mist burp that you just belch onto it starts making it sickly. The parts that it hit, the black pudding begins to kind of each away. It's not looking great. It doesn't seem too happy with this.
Okay.
All right. You still have movement if you would like to try to move. You can move up to 6 squares.
Okay.
That's out the road.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but inside the wall there.
Oh, okay, so 6.
Right
Okay.
there. All right. So you haven't left area of combat, so it does not get an opportunity attack against you. All right. Is there anything else you would like to do? You still have your bonus action, and as a rogue, you can dash, disengage, or hide with your bonus action.
I want to dance.
All right. So using your dash bonus action, you are able to move another 6 squares.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right?
As you leave the space next to this black pudding, it lashes out at you with one of its pseudopods, striking you in the back. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, plus 18 points of acid damage.
Does that mean I'm dead?
It knocks you unconscious as you try to run away from it.
Okay.
So you are next to the black goo, unconscious on the floor.
Okay.
So let's put you right there.
Okay.
As its opportunity attack, it slashes out and whips you with one of its pseudopods.
Okay.
Now, you are currently at 0 hit points, which means you're unconscious.
Okay.
If one of your allies is able to heal you, you will be conscious, able to move, and act again on your turn. If no one heals you and you begin taking damage, or when it gets back to your turn, you'll start taking death saving throws. If you get 3 failed death saving throws, your character dies.
Okay.
So, in order to save your companion's life, healing is needed, and you need to get them away from the black goo.
That is none of my skills.
What happened to the one that was stuck in the black goo?
I'm still stuck.
Still there.
I'm still there.
Okay.
Still there.
Okay.
Still right there.
All right.
Okay.
That is it for your turn. It is now back to you. You are
Okay.
currently covered in black goo.
I tried.
You see your dragonborn companion fallen on the floor, the black pudding slowly creeping towards to eat and feed once more. You also have black pudding all over you.
what can I do? Like,
Well, I would recommend trying to free yourself from the black pudding, and then you are a paladin, are you not?
you're right. I am.
As a paladin,
You're right.
you have healing touch,
Oh, I forgot about that.
where you could touch your companion and heal them, even if it's just for 1 hit point. You could make them conscious once more.
I also forgot about that.
And you just left us.
I'm right there. I'm not done down yet.
So I want to heal my companion,
Okay,
but I also want to get out of the goo first.
you have to do first.
So,
Okay, so give me a strength check. So roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
20 is, come on, 1 plus 2. Oh, our strength is 15.
And your modifier is a +2 then.
Yes.
So you get 3. You are not able to free yourself fully from the goo, so your movement speed is cut by half. So you have 3 squares of movement instead of your normal 6. As you kind of, pull and scratch away at this stuff. So you can move up to 3 squares. As you run by, do you want to try to
Yes.
reach down and heal? How
Yes.
many points of healing are you going to give your companion?
How many points does she need to be conscious?
Just 1.
Just one then.
Alright. So your 10 points of healing is now down to 9. So you have 9 points left to use for healing. You come awake.
Okay.
You are on the ground looking up, and to your side there is this black tar-like goo starting to crawl towards you. Alright. You still have 3 squares of movement. Where would you like to move?
I can't. Can I drag her out, or I can't do that?
You can try to, but it will make it to where you can only move half of your current speed. So you can move 2 squares instead of 3.
If I move 3, will I be out of the goo?
You would be just outside the door with 3.
I'll come back. I promise. I'll take
Save
the 3.
yourself.
I'll take the. I'll
Save
take,
yourself.
You're awake, so it's okay.
So let's move you out of the black goo and just on the other side of the door.
This
there.
one?
Yep, right there.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Being inside of that goo, your armor takes a -1 to your armor class. As does yours for being hit with the pseudopod. So your armor class is now down to a 12 normal, and with the Shield of Faith, you're at 14. Okay?
So I'll be on 17 with my
You'll
armor
be at
class.
17 for your armor class. Alright, it's now your turn.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. So I get 6 movement spots.
You get 6 squares of movement.
So 2. Could I grab her and bring her back?
You could, yes.
Okay, so I want to do that, but I will also want to use Healing Touch for 3.
3 points? Alright. So you rush forward, grab her. As you grab her, you heal her for another 3 points of health.
Okay.
So your health goes up now from 1 to 4 points.
Okay.
Alright. And you are able to drag her just to the door there.
So she's still inside.
Yeah, just inside, because you are right there in the doorway.
Of course.
Alright, it is now the Black Pudding's turn. As it continues bubbling forth, it inches closer and closer to you. And it is going to lash out at you as you are its current closest prey
Naturally.
with its pseudopod. Rolling an 18 plus 5 to hit is far above your AC limit. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage and 18 points of acid damage. For a total of 24.
Okay.
You fall unconscious on the ground. That is it for the Black Pudding's turn. It is now your turn.
Am I even okay? So I've got 4 points of health. So what can I do?
You can run
Okay.
like the wind.
Okay.
But I'm in the way though, right?
She can pass by you. She
Okay.
just can't stop on the same square as you.
Okay.
So that's pretty much all I can do because I'm still at 4 points health.
I mean, you can try to run if you have any type of long-range weapons. You can try to trigger. You can try to attack from long range. If you've got any type of ranged abilities, you can use those.
Now the only thing I can do is run.
You have a short bow and quiver, so you could run down the hall a bit and then attack it with a short bow.
It won't just melt it.
Oh, it'll melt your arrow for sure.
It's not gonna do anything
But
to it.
you can do damage to the creature though.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Save yourself. Save yourself.
So maybe that'll stop it. Okay, so what? I move forward. I roll or
Nope. You can just move forward.
okay 4.
Yep. You can move 6 spaces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. You turn around
Okay.
and you shoot your short bow. So
Okay.
roll a d20.
17.
That's definitely going to hit.
Okay.
So you get 1d6 plus. Let's see. Short bow 1d6 plus should be your dexterity, so plus 2. So roll a d6 plus 2.
This is
Yes.
okay. So it's 1. So it's 3.
So it's 3 points of damage. Your arrow arcs just over the head of your companion, lands in the black goo, starts to dissolve, and it does a little bit of damage to it.
Okay.
Alright. That is it for your turn.
That's all I can do, right?
You could have a bonus action. You could dash again and run to the end of the hall.
But you be by yourself.
Yeah, that's not gonna save and help anybody. So I'll stay where I'm
Alright. Staying your ground. We are back to the top of the initiative order. Your paladin companion, in an effort to save your rogue,
He's down.
is unconscious on the floor.
That's fine.
Black goo starting to approach.
Can I use healing hands to make him be conscious?
Yeah, you can make him conscious.
Can I? I'll give him. So I have 9 left. I gave 1 to her.
Mhm.
So can I use 3 healing hands for him?
Okay. So you're going to have 3 hit points, and you are conscious once more.
Okay.
On your turn, you can stand up and try to run out of the room.
Okay.
Still on the ground for right now. Now you have 6 squares of movement, unless you want to pick him up and try to drag him.
How far can I drag him if I do
3
that?
squares.
With 3 squares, he'll be out the room.
He would be out of the room with 3 squares. You'd be down the hall a bit.
I'll try to pick him up and drag him.
Alright, so you grab him and you start dragging him out of the room. As you start dragging him, the black pudding gets an opportunity attack. It's hungry. However, this time it lashes out and misses you completely. So you're able to drag him. Keep going. 1 more square. You're able to drag him to there. You are conscious at 3 points of health. The black pudding slowly creeping its way towards the door. It is now your turn.
Do I get mad and hit it once, or do we just run away?
It's up to you.
I think I'll just go.
Can you continue
Yeah.
moving down? Great. So you can move up to 6 squares. Alright. You notice, as you begin running away, that the door has been left open, and the black pudding is starting to make its way down, chasing after you,
This thing is
and gaining
annoying.
speed as it goes down the incline
I need to incline this anything. Okay.
towards the bottom of this hallway. Alright. As it moves, it is going to strike out, but misses you completely.
Oh, okay.
Its pseudopods trying to just move faster and faster towards its prey. Our intrepid rogue, how would you like to proceed? You now see that the goo is starting to gain speed as it travels towards you.
But it's gonna get.
Oh yeah, it'll engulf him first.
So do we need to attack or?
It's up to you. You can try to attack it. You can try to slow down its movement in some way. You can look around the hall to see what is available for use.
What's available for use to slow it down?
Alright. Looking around, you can see that there are torches stuck into the walls
Okay.
on either side of this hallway. They are currently lit, giving off a light down the hallway. And the ooze seems to be keeping away from the fire.
Okay. So then I want to try to use the fire to slow down because it's going to get us all because it's going down.
Yep.
So we need to try to slow it down or stop it. Okay.
Alright. So you grab one of the torches off the wall.
Okay.
How are you going to use this lit torch to try to slow down this black pudding?
Try to set it on fire?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Okay.
Try to set it on fire and see what happens.
Alright, so you're going to run up to it
Okay.
as close as you can, inside
Okay.
the wall.
Okay. So I'm like right there. Okay.
Cannot be in the same space as another player, so you'll be here.
Okay.
And because your companion is in the way, you can try to toss it over and try to light the tip of it on fire, or you can just hold your action so that whenever he has a chance to pass by, you then attack with your torch.
Okay. I can't just pass it to him?
You could if you'd like, yes.
I'll just pass it to him. He's right by it.
So she hands you a lit torch and tells you to light the thing on fire.
That's my problem.
It's on your heels.
I like it. Alright. So now, it is your turn.
Okay. So, I know I have 6 javelins I can use.
Yeah.
Can I hold a torch in one hand and a javelin in the other?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to light one of my javelins on fire.
Okay.
And then I want to use both the torch and the javelin to set the goo on fire.
Alright.
And then run as fast as I can.
You are going to get inspiration for lighting the javelin on fire. Alright. So are you going to... You light the javelin on fire, are you going to try to move first and throw the javelin? Or do you want to, like, stab at it in melee range?
If I stab at it at melee range, am I going to get some of the kickback from the attack?
Yes.
So I like to move and then
Okay.
throw it from afar.
So you have up to 6 squares of movement.
So we move
Do I
him.
take all 6, or how far will my javelin reach it?
Your javelin can reach it from all 6.
So I also have the torch.
You also have the torch in your hand.
So I'll need to get rid of the torch first, move, and then throw the javelin.
Right. So you drop the torch on the ground, and then move 4 squares, turn around, and chuck your javelin.
Hopefully I don't hit you, Jessica.
Alright.
Duck.
So, roll a d20 and add your javelin attack.
3, javelin attack is 0.
Okay. So, you have an inspiration. I would highly recommend using it.
Yes.
Right, so you use your inspiration and you are allowed a reroll of that attack.
Okay. Come on.
So 9 plus 0, that is enough
Okay.
to hit the black pudding. Not hard to hit, lots of hit points. You chuck the flaming javelin at it, and it lands square in the middle of this black goo coming down the hallway. Alright, give me a, let's see, javelin is how much damage?
0. Oh, damage 1d6.
Alright, so roll 1d6, and then roll 2d6 fire damage. So that's a d8.
I just do it.
You need a d6.
Which is...
It's the cube.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Alright, so 1d6 for the javelin damage.
It's
4. Okay. And now, roll 2 more d6 for the fire damage.
4, 3, 1.
Alright. So 8 points total. The goo is definitely not happy at the moment. It is staying as far away from this fire as it can. You seem to have at least a moment's reprieve from the coming death that is coming towards you. Alright. Now, it is your turn. Your Dragonborn companion has moved up closer to the goo and is within striking range, however, on the other side of this fire. What would you like to do?
Can I grab? You said there's torches all on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab the torch and throw it
Absolutely.
to the square where the goo's at? So
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So give me a attack roll. It's
Okay.
just going to be a d20 plus
Okay.
your strength modifier.
See.
What's your strength modifier?
+1.
Plus 1?
Or is it this one?
Yes, plus 3.
+3.
All right. So total of 9. That is enough to hit.
Okay.
You throw. Give me 2d6 for the fire damage.
4. 2.
All right. 6 more points of fire damage to the black pudding. It is starting to retreat its way away from these torches and the flaming javelin that has been plunged into it. All right. It is now the black pudding's turn. Seeking self-preservation in the midst of this fire, it decides, in the wisest course of action, in its primitive understanding, is to retreat from Hot Thing. And it is going to start leeching its way back toward the grate that it came out of once before. As it comes behind the door, a pseudopod comes up, slams the door at the top of the hall. Congratulations, you survived the black pudding.
We lived.
That's good teamwork, guys.
Okay.
Alright. You are now find yourself on the inclined hallway. A door to your top, you know where that goes, and a door at the bottom of this hall. What's up, you?
Let's go back and deal with this pudding and stuff. I'm tired of it. No, I'm just kidding.
We just got the door closed.
I'm not going back because I may not survive.
No.
Go through that door.
Okay. Does anyone want to inspect it for traps?
Yes.
Yes.
Who has the highest? What do you go out? Is it?
So, if you're just going down a hallway or looking at a room, it'd be perception.
Perception.
If you are able to actually inspect something up close, it's investigation.
Investigation.
Definitely not me. So
I have +2 by it. Does that matter?
It means that you have +2 bonus to it.
Right. And I have 0, so
you would have
should
to
do this.
investigate.
Okay.
The best
All
one.
right. So, go. One moment. Crepes, you make your way up to the door
Okay.
and give me a investigation roll. So roll a d20 and then add your bonus.
8 + 2 is 10.
Looking about, you see that this doorway has dwarven runes carved into it. Can you read Dwarven? Do you know Dwarven?
No, common and draconian. Thieves can't under common.
Okay. So you have no clue what this door says in these dwarven runes. However, you do not see anything that would signify that it is a trap of any kind.
So then, do you want to go through the door?
Yeah.
yeah. Let's go through the door.
Yeah. The option is the pudding.
All right, we're going through the door.
You try to open the door, and it's locked.
Of course.
Oh, but I'm a thief. I have a burglar's pack.
Yes, and you have thieves' tools.
Yes.
So if you would like, you can try to pick the lock to
Okay.
proceed further.
All right. Yes.
All right. So give me a D20 roll.
12.
Now add your dexterity modifier. Should be a +2.
Oh, it is +2.
Okay. And then
14.
you are proficient, so you add another 2 to that.
16.
16.
Okay.
You were able to easily, like child's play,
Yes.
unlock this door.
Hopefully there's nothing behind it.
The ancient tumbler is just clicking into place for you. It's like an old friend. And the door swings forward. Inside of this room, you see what looks to be an old barracks chamber. Inside, there are beds made up, and on each bed is another skeleton laying down.
They better not get up.
The skeleton beds have been very well maintained. There are weapons, shields next to each bed. Seems that these are the weapons of the ancient dwarves who were laid to rest in this place. Let's go ahead and move our map down just a little bit so we're not on that curve for that top room there.
Now I'm gonna what's on this side.
Like that.
Alright, and if you would be so kind as to lay down these 5 skeletons. Lay them down, please, as they are not standing.
Oh no.
They are asleep.
They're gonna come alive. I feel it.
They are on their beds, just sleeping.
Are any of them the person we were looking for?
Would you like to go and inspect them?
No. But it would end it if it was one of them. Okay, I don't know. No.
It is up to you whether you would like to go and inspect these skeletons or continue
I
on.
was gonna say you don't want to go inspect those
Okay,
skeletons.
we do not want to go in and inspect the skeleton.
Okay. Alright, so leaving the skeletons be, you notice that to your left there is another doorway. This one seems to have a strange glow coming from inside or underneath the door.
Avoid it.
Or someone.
It's still my turn.
We're not in a combat right now, so anybody can go. Right now. We're just exploring.
I'm thinking if we're too loud, the skeleton is gonna wake up.
Okay.
I see those figurines. That's the vibe I'm getting. So I think we should try and sneak past into this room. I don't know what that is, but
Okay.
Can we inspect for traps?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or poison. Because glowing, that's usually hazardous. So, like,
Okay.
it could be poison.
Alright. So first things first, if you're going to try to sneak past the skeletons, I need a stealth roll from everybody. For those of you in heavy armor, make this with disadvantage. So you'll roll twice, take the lower.
I take off my heavy armor.
If you would like to,
No,
you would
yeah.
have no AC, or your AC would be like 10.
Yeah.
So I have light armor. What is...
So you do not have disadvantage.
Okay.
You just roll straight
Okay.
d20 plus your stealth.
Okay, 13, 14, 15.
Hey. Okay. I'll
It's
take
a
it.
disadvantage, so you should take your armor off, or did you leave it?
No. Leave the armor on. That's
Okay,
only
so
four,
roll again,
Okay.
and take the lower of the 2 numbers.
Oh, I have to roll twice.
11.
3. Oh, okay, cool. I'll take it.
I need a low number.
So the lower was a
11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a group skill check, we have 2 successes and 1 fail. So you're trying to stealthily make your way past these skeletons. You trip and almost fall, but your companions are able to hold you steady and quiet your armor. Very, very slowly and stealthily, you make your way around the corner to the other door. So let's go ahead and shift ourselves around the corner there.
So we all move to this door?
Yep. The glowing coming from underneath the doorway, its green tint almost has a flame fire effect to it, flickering almost. The door itself is cold to the touch. It is stone and wood carved into the side of this wall.
Can I use detect evil and good?
Absolutely. So, Are you going to use your divine sense, or are you going to cast the spell?
What's the difference?
So divine sense is just an ability that you can do,
Okay.
whereas casting the spell takes a spell slot.
Right, I'll do the divine sense.
Okay. So you send out a pulse, radar almost, of divine sense to see what undead things or what evil might lurk in the surrounding areas. And you notice that, oh, most certainly, those skeletons are quite undead. You don't sense anything necessarily undead from the room directly in front of you, but you do get a strong sense of something very evil beyond that.
Okay. That's fair, but that's not this room, so
It's not this current room,
Okay.
no. Alright. So, would you like to proceed forward into this next room?
yeah.
Alright. You swing the door open, and inside, you see a stone altar. On the altar is a dwarf. Chained, bloodied, and unconscious.
Is that the person that we're supposed to be looking for?
Okay. How did he get past the black slime? Anyway, okay.
Is that the person we're supposed to be looking for?
You don't know. You'd have to wake him up and ask.
Nose goes.
Any word on Brandon?
Huh?
Any word on Brandon?
Alright, well, I will go and see if that is the dwarf we're looking for.
Alright. So go ahead, go up to him and make a medicine check.
Oh no. What do I use for that?
So a d20, and then add your medicine skill.
7. And 0, so 7.
7. Looking the dwarf over, it seems as though he has been sacrificed in some way. His blood is running down the stone altar on either side, and he is lifeless. Looking about his armor and everything, give me an investigation roll.
10. 11.
11. This is indeed Balgor Bitterbrew, the dwarf you were sent in here to find. Sorry, Oscar, the cousin of Balgor Bitterbrew that you were sent to find. He wears the same house emblem, and he is lifeless, his dwarven body on the altar. Whatever happened to him, it looks as though he was sacrificed to some dark entity.
Does he have anything useful on him?
You look through his armor, and you notice that he has a few things of note. He's got a ring that is glowing a little bit. He also has a large battle axe.
I'll take the ring.
Okay. So you take the ring. Does anybody want the battle axe?
You say he has an emblem from his family, right?
Yes, his armor has his family crest on it.
Is there a way we can take the family crest to let the family know that we found him and he was dead?
Yeah, if you would like, you can take that piece of armor off of like his lapel and take that with you as like a proof of his demise.
I'd like to take that.
Okay, so you now have the Bitterbrew family crest from poor deceased Oscar, and you have a glowy ring. If you would like to take a short rest, then you can basically pull yourself up in this room and use your hit dice to heal yourselves up and take some time to figure out what that ring actually does. Or you can continue forward at very, very low health into this next room, which you know has some type of evil presence in it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
closing the door behind you, you all get into the room and begin bandaging wounds, inspecting your gear, resting your, and trying to plan for what's to come. At this point, you can take your hit die. So for you, it's a D8. The two of you, it's a D10. You have 2 hit die that you can use. So your D8 is this guy.
Okay.
When you roll those, you add your Constitution modifier to it. For you, your Constitution is a +1,
Okay.
and you gain that many hit points as you rest. So 2,
2.
and then if you would like, you can use your second hit die to gain more.
Where's my D10?
The same one or another?
Yeah, you can roll again.
So I only have 1 D10.
Okay, so it's 4.
I have a D12.
So
It's.
so you gain 8 hit points.
Oh no, that is
Okay.
a 12, right?
I have a D12, but not a.
So a D10 looks almost like a diamond. It's this guy right here on top.
This one? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 0 is the 10.
Oh, cool. Sweet. You just roll it then?
Yeah, that's the D10 right there.
Okay.
So you roll it once, add your Constitution modifier.
So I guess 2. We roll again. 6. Constitution modifier.
11.
What is that again?
So on your Constitution, what is your Constitution score?
Constitution score. Where
You
is
got
it?
13.
13.
Oh,
So you
12
gain
plus
13 hit
6.
points.
Okay.
12.
Cool.
Mine's 12. Constitution.
So that gives you a +1. So for each hit die, you're going to add +1.
Okay.
So your total is a +2, so that's 6, 7, 8. What was your first die roll?
First die was, I think, at 3.
Okay. So you're at 8. So you gain 11 hit points. So you should be pretty close to 4.
Can we do this multiple times, or is it just once?
Once you use your hit die, you have no more hit die to use until you take a long rest, which is 8 hours in game. So that's a full night's sleep, and then you would regain half of your hit die that you've used. So
Okay.
for the rest of the in-game day, your hit die have been used. You have no more to spend.
Okay.
Now you still have some lay on hands healing. You also have whatever you have in your packs. So if you would like to go and dig through your packs and see what you have, you might find also that you have potentially healing kits or potions in there.
Now I have a priest pack. Not one that's in
Yeah,
there.
but herbalism kit.
Okay.
What is that?
So it should be in the gear section. My fingers know the books better than my hands.
That's fair.
The gentry rare.
What page is gear?
148, I think.
And just like this. And there. Okay. So, priest pack. Backpack, blanket, tin candles, tinderbox, alms box, blocks of incense, censer, vestments, 2 days of rations, and water skin.
Does food restore health at all?
Food does not restore health.
Okay.
But in some games, the DM will typically like, hey, you need to eat in order to survive.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
If you find the herbalism kit, don't see it.
Herbalism kit is going to be explained here in healer's kit. Oh, it's sorry. It is a artisan tool. Right? Yes. So herbalism kit, page 154.
Oh.
Right. Digging through your packs, looking at the random assortment of gear that you have acquired, you notice deep down, tucked away, that someone, a benevolent patron from long ago, has instilled healing potions deep into your packs. These health potions, although one use only, could potentially be the difference between life and death. So, moving forward, if you have a healing potion, you can administer it to an ally, which is one action to use, or you can drink it yourself to continue your survival.
Cool.
Alright. As the hour comes to a close, you start to hear shuffling from behind the door. Scraping, yes, from that door.
Skeletons.
The scraping of bone and metal along the stone walls and floor as they seem to have awoken in the room behind you. Although not necessarily aware of your presence, as you have been very stealthy to this point, they do seem to be awake. So, is there anything else you would like to do in this room before you continue your adventure and journey forth?
Are these just barricades, or is there any safety?
That is a wall that has been crumbled and broken. It has fallen down.
Okay.
There's seems to be a door behind it, but it would take an excavation to actually clear out all the stonework.
Okay.
So, would you like to investigate this room further, or continue on to the next door?
Do they have that? Can they open the door that we're just in? So, like, if we don't investigate, can we just walk to the next one? They won't follow us in, or no?
You can look around and see if there's a way to keep that door from opening.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So give me an investigation roll. Whoever wants to look around.
D20.
Yep, D20 plus your investigation.
15. Investigation is -1, so 14.
14. Looking about, you see that there are a few pieces of stone that are heavy enough they could block the door, but not so heavy that the three of you combined couldn't pick it up and move it.
Awesome.
So as you start to pick things up and move them, you get enough stonework at the door that you're fairly certain these skeletons should not be able to break through. However, the moving of the stone has alerted them to your presence, and they are starting to scratch at the door on the other side. Also, at the end of your short rest, the ring that you found on poor Oscar is a ring of protection.
Okay.
It increases the wearer's AC by 1.
Okay.
So if you wear that ring, your armor class will go up by 1.
But I don't have it on right now.
It's up to you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on.
Okay, you put it on, and your armor class goes up by 1 with the ring of protection. Alright. The door behind you is blocked. You have Oscar's family crest, and only one path forward that you can see.
Let's go, guys.
Okay. As you move forward, the temperature around you gets colder and colder the closer to this door you get. On the other side, you can hear strange whispers. Unsure of what they're saying, not quite able to make out the different voices. There's definitely something or someone in the other room.
Could they be celestial voices?
Both big celestial.
As students of the Celestial, you know that this is not celestial speech.
I must have slept through that class. Let me try it.
Although you cannot understand what is being said, it is abyssal, the language of demons that you hear.
It's a great thing I have a holy symbol in my...
Me too. Wait, I don't have that, dang it.
As a paladin, you do have your holy symbol.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, you do have your holy symbol. So, you hear abyssal whispers coming from the room beyond.
Fantastic. And I guess we really have to go in the line really in the way, so... But I'm definitely going to bust out that holy symbol. And I think... Do I have holy water in my priest cup?
You have incense and
Incense.
like a censer. but no holy oil or holy water.
Is it a way the paladins could go first? Because since we can protect the rogue, since she doesn't have the holy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys would like to take the lead, by all
Okay.
means.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
All right.
Okay.
Will the incense hurt anything, or is it more of a?
It's hard to know.
Okay, that's fair. So I'm gonna have. Oh my gosh. It's about. Do you have the holy symbol? I have the incense.
Yeah, you could definitely use that combination. Can we?
That way we're not like someone's gonna hold two things.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you light your censer with your incense. It's burning. The censer, of course, is the little ball of incense coming out the smoke. The smoke is starting to fill this room that you are currently in. It's getting a little bit harder to breathe if you
That
stay here.
small?
Yeah, it's a small room
Okay.
that you're in.
And then now we're gonna go in.
Okay. You open the door and make your way into this next room. The light from the wall torches bounces and shimmers off of piles of gold and treasure in the corners. There are many, many trinkets, gems, daggers, and weapons. Seems to be the treasure hoard of the dwarves that they would collect and bury with their dead is here. In the center of the room, there is a large bubble of darkness that you cannot see through, and the light does not penetrate. This also seems to be the source of the whispers.
Can we take the treasure?
Can we make sure it's not booby trapped?
Can we investigate the room further before
Absolutely.
we actually
Oh, that's
mess with
smart.
anything?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So give me investigation rolls as you look around. So it's a D12, not a D20. So give me a D20 roll.
Oh,
There you go.
Out of 5.
4.
6.
All right, 6 plus investigation,
So
1, so 7.
7. Looking about,
4.
you see a lot of treasure. And it is shiny, shiny treasure.
I don't trust it anymore. It's a trap.
Okay, realistically, what can I use gold for here, though?
Sorry, say again?
Like, what would I use gold for? Like, if I picked up treasure?
If you were to pick up the treasure and survive this dungeon,
Oh, then it would carry. Right?
you could take it and buy weapons and armor and magical items
Cool.
and
Okay.
things of that nature.
I'm not gonna take any.
I don't think we should take any of it. I think we should try to get out. I think we
Fine,
should try to
let's not.
escape.
Let's go. Let's go.
Unless there's like a really like open weapon or something.
All right. So, are you going to go through this bubble of darkness to see what's on the other side of the room, or are you going to try to skirt around it?
I kind of want to see what's in it.
I think they're being respectable and being in their bubble. We should respect that and go around it.
I think we should
That
go
why,
around
that
it.
why they're not mad at us. So
I kind of want to put my head in.
I have nothing to protect me from that bubble.
So, as you start skirting along the wall, around this bubble of darkness, the whispers quiet and solidify into a single voice. But you don't hear it with your ears. It speaks directly into your minds.
Great. Okay.
And it says,
Excellence. Another to feast upon.
Cool. Okay.
it's fun.
Cool.
Great.
what would you like to do?
Run?
Let's run for 500.
Run for 500?
No.
Okay. You start running away. The You get to about there, and before you can exit the room, the bubble of darkness dissipates, and in its place,
You've got to be kidding me. What is that?
a shadow demon appears.
Fantastic. Cool.
That's fun.
It starts whispering in abyssal incantation, and the pathway before you that you were hoping would be your salvation goes dark.
Cool. Well,
I need everyone to roll initiative.
oh no.
15.
10.
Where's my...
What's your initiative?
Oh.
12.
0?
12.
I rolled a 15.
15? The shadow demon goes first. Taking to the sky, it flies up and around, overhead. Technical difficulties as we refocus the camera.
Yes.
You need an extra set of hands.
We got it.
I should be good.
Right there.
And then everything's like upside down.
Yeah, so let's rotate.
There you go.
There
be
we
good.
go.
Yeah, so let's make sure it's tight.
I'm getting there.
Great.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go.
Yes,
We're good.
prolong the suffering. It's going to step to here, or fly overhead to there. And it's going to leer down at all of you, lick its lips, and just say,
Last words.
Can I say, how was your day?
absolutely.
Okay, look. I'm tired of this guy. Okay, so I want to attack him right off the bat.
Okay. So, our initiative order, we have, what'd you roll? Initiative? It was a 0, correct? So initiative order is reversed, so it's going to be first, second,
Okay, cool.
Third.
Yeah,
alright. So, you are up first. You want to say how you doing?
no, I'm gonna say let's talk about this.
Okay.
First, let's talk about this.
The shadow demon seems intrigued. And it says,
Make your case.
I will say, Mr. or they them Shadow Demon, wherever you want to go by. I just want to say that we respectfully do not take any treasure. We walked past your bubble respectfully, and we don't want any hurt or harm to come to us. So if you would please offer your blessing as we walk through the next door, we would greatly appreciate it and never speak about this to anyone ever again.
give me a persuasion roll.
First off, as a paladin, I see a problem here, but it's whatever.
I'm trying to live, okay? 8.
You know,
Not work.
The shadow demon in your mind just says,
But I hunger.
you still have movement.
Can we go back and get the one that's already done?
It's still my turn.
It's still your turn. You have movement left.
So I can just move me, right?
Yeah, you could just move away if you would like.
Could I leave the room?
You could try to go into the nasty darkness that you put in the hallway.
That's even worse. Okay.
You could try to move back to the room that you came from. You also notice that behind where he's flying, there is another little notched-in doorway, but you are not sure where that goes.
It's behind him.
Yes.
Which means we have to get past him to go to that.
Yes.
Okay. So. You know what? I'm going to say, have it your way, and then run back.
Okay.
And run back.
So 6 squares back towards the door.
I need to backtrack for some space.
You just hear this ungodly laughing inside your minds as it's just cackling maniacally.
It's mocking us.
All right. Crepes, it is your turn. You have a shadow demon flying overhead. What would you like to do?
Is would that be considered a great evil?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty great of an evil, yeah.
So it's under bond. It says my isolation gave me great insight into a great evil that only I can destroy. Does that help me destroy it at all?
Give me a d20 roll. Just roll a d20. To see if this is the great evil.
10.
Okay. You're not sure if this is the great evil that you are meant to destroy, but it is a great evil, and you are here, so, hey.
All right. All right, I'm going to try to destroy it. Can I do that?
Sure. How would you like to try to destroy it?
My attack is poison.
So you've got the attack, but you also have things in the room that you could try to use to your advantage. So you don't always have to use the gear you have on you. You can use your surroundings to try to gain an advantage.
My surroundings. There's a book and there's gold. Probably his gold, so that's not going to help. What kills a shadow demon?
Roll a religion check.
How do I do that?
Roll a d20 and add your religion skill.
12 plus 14.
14. You have heard tell that shadow demons are vulnerable to radiant damage. And you happen to be traveling with 2 paladins.
Okay, so y'all...
I say you backtrack and we regroup.
But see, if we all go, then he gets the attack one of us, and we don't know how much he's gonna do. Wait, what's radiant damage?
Radiant damage would be like your smite.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I
forgot about that.
I forgot I had that.
Yeah, both of y'all are...
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Yeah.
This is our colleague. This is our...
Alright. So you know that they are vulnerable to radiant damage.
Okay. So then they should attack, not me.
You can still do damage to it.
You should
You,
definitely still attack.
you won't necessarily do as much as
They
they have
will.
the potential to do.
Okay.
You should give the first blow.
Okay, so then... So the poison would be the only thing to use, because the gold's not going to do anything in the room. There's nothing in the room that would really...
I mean, poison should hurt him too.
So the poison? Okay, we're going to...
You're gonna try to
That's the only...
throw up some more bubbly.
Yeah, because all I have are weapons. Weapons aren't going to do anything to a shadow demon, I would think. No.
Why?
You never know. It could. You can't know until you try.
Just stall and give us time. That's all we
Okay,
want.
so weapons are poison. What do y'all think?
Just hit it really hard.
With anything you want.
All right, we'll go with the poison.
All right. So you take a deep breath, inhale, and once more vomit forth a green mist of poisonous gas towards the shadow demon. Alright, so as the green mist washes over the shadow demon, it passes through harmlessly, as it is made of shadow and immune to poison damage.
See, the weapons, I told y'all the weapons wouldn't have done anything either. Okay.
Alright, you still have movement if you would like to move. There's things in this room you can try to find to see if there's anything to give you an advantage.
Is there anything in the room to give me an advantage?
Potentially.
So how do I find it?
Investigation.
Alright. I'll investigate.
Alright, so roll an investigation check.
So it's 12.
Alright.
10 plus 2.
In the center of the room, there is a pedestal with a arcane book opened on it. You know that when you first came in, that bubble of darkness was there. It's also where the demon appeared. Was right around that book.
Alright. So I look at the book.
Maybe that book is the key.
Alright, so we read the book. Now what?
Alright, so at this point you can move up to the book, but that is the end of all of your actions that you can do for this turn, is you've tried your poison stuff. So let's move you up to the book there, so we know where you are spatially on the map.
Okay. Alright. I'll read
Okay.
while y'all try to attack.
Okay, go ahead and go roll an initiative.
18 plus 2.
Great, so we'll get you in next. Alright. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm smiting this dude in the face.
Okay.
With the halberd. Okay.
With the halberd, roll for an attack.
13.
Plus your halberd attack bonus.
5.
Okay. So 18 to hit.
Okay.
Does hit.
Okay.
Would you like to smite?
Yes.
All right. So your halberd does how much damage?
5.
So it should be one.
Oh, sorry. It's 1d10.
1d10 plus 3.
Plus 5.
Should be plus 3.
Oh, plus 3.
Yeah. So there's the to hit roll, which is plus 5.
Right.
Damage is 1d10 plus 3.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Alright. So go ahead and roll damage for the halberd, which is your d10.
What d10? Oh. Cool.
So 4 points.
Okay.
Alright, now, because you smited, and because this is a demon, roll 3d8 extra damage.
That's d8?
Mm-hmm. 5, 7,
10.
10, and we double that because he's vulnerable.
Cool.
So you just did 22 points of damage to this shadow demon with your mighty smite.
Fantastic.
Alright, it is not happy. It screams in agony. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
10.
14.
15. 15. Oh, wait.
Alright. This scream goes off in your minds, and you are terrified of this shadow demon. You are so afraid that you are like almost wetting yourself. You're quaking in your boots. Your armor is rattling because the fear has petrified you so much.
Well, don't score that low.
Alright. At the end of your turn, the door that you came from burst open. Let's go ahead and get our dwarf up
No
and
way.
in the fight.
Can he come back? So he's not
As the once dead Oscar has risen from the grave
Nice.
He took the ring. I didn't take that.
and has entered into the fray.
I start off with a second win right off the bat. Nice.
So Oscar, you walk in, you're hurt all over, but you don't feel the pain. You look down. There is a stab wound straight through your heart and your chest. But it's not bleeding anymore because you have no more blood to bleed. You find that you are somehow reanimated in this moment to help your companions try to defeat the shadow demon that your sacrifice summoned forth.
Hey, buddy.
So, you have 5 squares of movement. What would you like to do?
Well, where's the nearest thing that I can kill or attempt to kill?
Well, the big shadow demon, and then there's the rogue next to the book, and your companion paladins here who came in to rescue you, but were too late.
So, 5 spaces of movement. Let's move. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go right up here, close to the book,
All right.
without pushing the pedestal over.
Move up to there. Do you have any ranged weapons or anything you can do from where you are?
I might be able to throw my axes at him from here.
If you would like to throw one of your hand axes, you can absolutely do that.
4.
You try to throw your hand axe, and your hand falls off with the axe.
Oi!
Yeah, that's odd.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
You reach down, you pick it up, and reattach it as best you can. Your hand axe ready to go, but the attack fails. All right. Now,
Just a
give
first
me a. Here's you are afraid. Whenever you are afraid, you cannot move closer to the thing that's making you afraid. You can only move away or adjacent. And as long as it is within sight, you have disadvantage on anything you try to do.
So how do I become unafraid?
Well, there's 2 ways primarily. There's a spell called Heroism that if either of our paladins has, they could cast that on you. Or, at the end of your turn, you can make a wisdom save to try to become unafraid.
Okay.
But it'll be at the end of your turn. So 1 round at least, you are afraid of this thing.
So I can't attack it.
You can try, you just have disadvantage on the attack roll. And you cannot move closer to it.
Okay.
So anything you do is going to be from range.
I want to move by the book.
Okay? So slide sideways towards the book. Okay?
And can my javelin reach?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I would like to throw 2 javelins.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
All right. So give me an attack roll with the javelin. 19 is going to hit no matter what. Okay, so you throw the javelin. Give me 1d6 of damage plus your strength modifier.
5. My strength is 2, so 7.
7 points. All right. The javelin flies through the air, sliding through the shadow. It seems to do some damage, but then the shadow coalesces back into the demon's form, seemingly not as potent as you were hoping. All right. It is now your turn. You are next to the book. The shadow demon is squared off with the paladin. What would you like to do?
Read the book. See if there's anything that will stop the shadow demon.
Okay. You speak Common and Draconian, correct?
Yes.
All right. As you start reading through this book, it is in a language you do not know. It's a bunch of squibbles. I'm pretty sure you see a picture of a decapitation of some sorts. It's a lot of really gross, awful, evil things. And like symbols that you can't read.
Okay.
So, anything else you'd like to try to do besides reading the book?
Can't really move.
We burn the book.
What are we gonna do with a burnt book?
Maybe the book is the source of its power.
So we destroy the book.
Maybe.
I
If none of us can read it.
Okay. Can I destroy the book?
You can try.
All right. How do I? Okay. We're gonna try to destroy the book.
You have poison.
All right. So,
My poison hasn't helped anything.
So, are you just gonna pull out a dagger and try to like stab through the book, or are you gonna try to set it on fire? How are you gonna try to destroy the book?
I'm gonna try to destroy it with poison. That's probably the better option.
With poison?
It should, no, wait, dagger.
With
Yeah.
dagger. Okay.
I don't think any of that's gonna destroy
Dagger
the
made it go through it, like, you know.
Okay, all right, we'll try the
All right.
dagger.
You s- give me an attack roll actually.
Which one do I?
So it's a D20,
Okay,
and then you're gonna add 4.
12.
Yeah, more than enough.
Okay.
So you stab through this book. The demon immediately turns his attention from the paladin to you. And from the pages of this book, shadow starts creeping out of the pages around your dagger. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is that
So roll a d20, and you're going to add your Constitution save.
18?
Okay. You take 1 point of cold damage as the shadows touch your skin. The bitter cold that they exude starts to frostbite your fingers around your knife.
Okay.
Alright. Is now the Shadow Demon's turn.
So much for the dagger.
It looks down at you.
Why is it looking at me? She just stabbed his
You who hit so hard with the radiant damage,
You started it first.
and then looks back at the book, looks back at you, looks back at the book, and decides to go after you.
Fantastic.
It comes down with its claw, slashing at you, but your armor is too thick. Bounces off your radiant holy symbol. It is not able to strike you. And then, not wanting to get hit again, flies back over here. As it leaves your combat space, you can do what's called an opportunity attack. So you can try to attack it as it's flying away, if you would like to. You don't have to, but you have the option. It's basically a free swing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so give me a d20 with your attack. Nat 20.
Okay.
So that is a critical hit,
Okay.
which means that you are going to do double damage.
Cool.
If you wanted to smite, then it would double all of those damage as well.
Do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. So give me 2d10. D10 is the one above you.
That one,
Yeah,
yeah,
right
it's
there.
always over there, so okay.
So 4 and 9.
Okay.
So that's 13 plus your 3.
Yep.
So that's 16. Okay. Now we need to use the dice roller. Because you're about to roll a bunch of d8s.
Okay.
So, you have 2d8
Okay.
for your smite.
Okay.
It's radiant damage, so against the demon it does an extra d8.
Okay.
So you're 3d8. And then it's crit, so it does 6d8. So I need you to roll 6d8. Just tap the screen.
Cool. That's great.
And that is, let's see here, 10, 20, 28 plus the 8. So that is 36 points of damage to this thing. It is barely able to hold on to its shadow form.
Okay.
The shadow is literally dripping off of it at this point, falling to the ground and dissipating into a pool of nothingness. It is very not happy. Alright. Now it is your turn. You just did an opportunity attack on its turn as it moved away. It is your turn. You can move, attack,
Finish it off.
and do whatever you would like
Finish
to do.
it.
Finish
I
it.
get 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'm gonna move to it. I'm attacking it.
Okay. So move on up. All right. Give me one more attack roll here. It's with your
There it is.
16 plus your 5. That's definitely going to hit. So roll damage. You are out of spell slots, so you cannot
Right.
smite anymore.
Which one do I roll for damage?
D10.
This one.
It's the closest one to the box.
This one?
Nope.
This one.
Nope.
This
Closest
one.
one to the.
This one. This
There you
one.
go.
There you go. 1. Okay.
So 4 points of damage. He is resistant to your damage. So you do 2 points of damage. He is
Cool.
still alive.
Cool. Where's the shot?
All right. Oscar, this shadow demon that has been tormenting your dreams and torturing your undead soul is there before you. What would you like to do?
Well, I noticed that we did hurt it when we got its attention when we injured the book. So I'm kind of weighing my options in my mind of just smacking him in the face and risking my arm falling off and cut, or going for the book and trying to hobble it.
To be fair, you're
So-
already dead, so.
So right there, I'll just step right up and go for a full-on swing at the kneecap.
All right.
Bring this guy down. And
That is a natural 1.
yeah, the arm fell off already.
Yes. You go to swing, and now your other hand has fallen off. Both of your hands have fallen off at this point, and you pick it up and you reattach it as best you can.
That's awkward.
Yes.
It's just a scratch.
It's a fresh one.
All right.
It's just a
Is
fun
there anything else you would like to do?
I'm pretty much it. Maybe I'll try with the other hand to
All right.
hit
So
the book.
attack. Oh, you're going for the book?
Yeah,
Okay, attack with disadvantage.
12.
So 12, roll again, and take the lower. Alright, so the 12.
12 was lower.
So that is going to be enough to hit the book without losing an arm.
Nice.
That's just
Alright, so roll a d6. Great.
6.
6 plus your strength is a +1. So 7 points. Your axe embeds on the other side. So we've got a dagger on one side of the pages, and axe embedded in the other. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It's time for me to make a comeback.
10 plus 3.
All right. So you managed to only take 3 points of cold damage as the shadows erupt from the book and burn the tips of your fingers with cold. All right.
It's time.
Roll a wisdom save for me. See if you're.
Who, me?
We should have done that at the end of your turn, but I forgot. Because I'm human. 6, nope, you're still afraid.
Of course.
Alright, so you can't get closer to it. You have disadvantage as long as it's within sight. What would you like to do?
I feel like everybody else will be doing their part. And you know what? Is it possible for me to do a wrathful smite?
Not without getting closer to it.
Great.
You can attack the book.
I'll attack the book.
Okay,
I'll attack the book.
so roll with disadvantage to attack the book.
And that would be 20. 17.
So roll again and take the lower. Alright,
17.
so 17. That is definitely going to be damage. And what are you attacking the book with?
A longsword.
Long sword. Okay, so give me a d8.
1.
1. Alright. Plus your strength modifier.
Plus 2, 3.
So 3 points of damage. Alright, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
Alright. You take 4 points of cold damage as your sword slices through one of the pages and shadows erupt from it. You notice that the more shadow is erupting from the book, the more the shadow demon seems to be healing and coalescing back into its form of the shadow demon.
You just made it worse. That's fine.
Alright. That is your turn.
So the book's not helping.
He definitely doesn't like that you're attacking the book, but it seems to be releasing more shadow for him to use.
So can we invest? Well, I guess is there anything in the room to help us find out what will kill the shadow demon?
Well, give me a straight intelligence check. So roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so it's 2.
Plus 2.
That's 4. I tried.
Science, not your strong suit. So, you're looking about. It's a big shadow demon. You're not 100% sure what might kill it at this point.
Okay.
He's got to attack at this point.
Poison?
What is it gonna? It went through it the last time. The poison went through it, so
No.
it didn't do any damage.
I tried.
Nothing is destroying the book. It's just more shadow.
The book is more or less in tatters at this point. There's not much left of the book.
And it has not helped us. So we're
No pizza on D&D.
so can I investigate or what? Or should I leave? I don't know what to do.
You can try to leave, you can try to attack it.
I would attack it at this point.
Attack with what?
Dagger, rapier.
Deck, something.
All right, I'm gonna try the rapier.
Okay. So roll a d20, add your +4 bonus.
18.
That hits.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 1d8 plus 2.
Is that this one?
This one guy right there.
This one. Okay. 1,
Plus 2. Alright. So
3.
you also have an ally close by, so you do get your sneak attack. So roll an extra d6.
Is that this one?
Yep.
5.
Alright. So total of 8 points. You find an opening and puncture through with the rapier, and the shadow goes poof, and just comes right back coalescing. You felt like you physically hit something though. Whenever you punctured it, it's just came seeping back around the blade as you pull it out. Alright, it is now the shadow demon's turn.
Just die.
You seem to be making it slow. Is that scary?
I tried to talk us out of it, but it just didn't work.
Tried
So.
to take me out.
It is looking down at you. You just try to spear it with the rapier. The first one who attacked the book, it reaches down with a claw and drives the claw straight through your chest. In your mind, you hear the whispers get louder and louder. You take 10 points of psychic damage as it racks your brain with pain. It is now your turn.
So am I dead?
You're not dead. You still have.
You have one.
You have 1 hit point.
You're hanging in there.
Oh no.
You. This is what the 4th
We're almost
time?
there.
It's a miracle I'm alive.
Okay. You can live another 11 minutes.
I'm not sure.
Alright, that is it for the. Well, actually, Shadow Demon's got people all around it. He flies
Coward.
back over
Oh, he wants some more, huh?
to this. Actually, yeah, he's gonna fly all the way back to the back of this wall here, and he starts blending into the darkness of the hallway itself.
Such a coward.
As he flies away, though, 3 of you are within range to do opportunity attacks.
So we all 3 share, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, cool, okay.
Alright.
Why don't you go first?
Oh, dark.
Yep.
Cool.
You are too far away,
Of course.
but
Us 3, okay.
yeah.
Hanging on. I'm surprised I can even roll. Okay.
8.
8 plus 5, not going to be enough.
19.
That is definitely going to be enough, and I was actually wrong. You do hit.
Okay, cool.
Alright. 20
11,
plus 1.
12.
That should be more.
That is-
So that should be at a plus 3.
Okay.
So, you all 3 hit. So simultaneously, you're all striking the Shadow Demon. It was barely hanging on to begin with. How would you like to destroy the Shadow Demon as he tries to fly away?
Yeah, maybe he solidifies him like turns into a statue or something.
Didn't you kill it?
Wait, what happened?
So
What do
you,
mean, so
you,
how?
you all strike at the Shadow Demon as he's trying to fly away.
Right.
And the bare minimum amount of damage that all 3 of you would do is enough to kill it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm asking you, how would you like to end the Shadow Demon as it's trying to fly away?
Just like suck back into the book and the book like burns or something. It's like that.
As you strike at the demon, the scream in your mind intensifies as all of the shadow starts coming back towards the pages. The pages start closing. All of the damage you did to it, repairing itself. The Shadow Demon sucks completely back into the book. The book healed. The pages flap together and the book closes on top of the altar. It is at this point that you hear all around you the sounds of scraping bone and glass breaking and metal scraping across floors. As all of a sudden you realize on the floor, all in this room was made of bone. And now the skeletons begin to reanimate to claim you.
What?
Is this?
And that is where we end.
Come on. I was scared for like 30 minutes.
At least you're alive. I'm like barely hanging on.
Whether or not you succeed in making your way out of the crypt, whether you find your final resting place here, we will have to see if we ever play again.
Oh my god.
We pick up this. Thank you all for playing. Thank you anyone and everyone who streamed and viewed our game. It was our first time doing a staff D&D game, and did the best we could. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Tell them they should join the D&D club.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we do have a D&D club. That is true, here at McMurray. So if you are interested in the D&D club, when do they meet?
Fridays in the evening
Friday evenings.
in the arts building.
In the arts building. There you go.
I
Alright.
redeemed the hydrate thing, so all of you have to take a drink of water now that you're done.
Alright.
And then pass this over. And then I gotta go get one more.
No, I don't need any. I'm good.
I do want snacks though.
Everyone has to drink.
Since the day when I took her from the hospital, she never stopped crying. I had to sleep her on my arms every single night. Then when I put her in the crib, she started crying, so I had to hold it. I do the same thing every day, every night, for 40 days. So the pediatric came and she said, you know what? I asked her, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on, because she speaks Spanish, so I can ask her. And she says, something wrong with your baby, but don't worry. So she sent me to the children's hospital. They had to do x-rays on the bone. So when they do the x-rays, that's when the big mess starts. The whole left side is broken. All the ribs broken. All the arm broken. When she showed me the x-rays and I saw the bone like that, she said, when you change the diapers and you pull in, they broke him. I feel so bad. I completely broke her leg every single day. Every single day.
The bone has something in it called collagen. Collagen is the rebar, which is what goes into cement to make it strong. The bone produces calcium, but it's just brittle. It just doesn't have a normal strength to it. A careful mom unbuckling them, taking them out of their car seat, getting them in and out of the bathtub. Routine daily activity will sometimes break their bones.
She always has to wear those braces.
The nature of her legs are not strong enough to support full-time activity. Kids with mild osteogenesis imperfecta who get, say, 15 fractures, we fix them all and they're pretty normal as adults. She's had so many broken bones and she has so much deformity accumulated over the years that no, she's never going to be a normal walker.
I was about 6 years old and we were going to church. Called my dad. I remember telling him, hey, Daddy, I can stand up now. And I was walking and I slipped in the water. I broke my leg and I was crying so bad that I wish that I had died when I was born.
When you're taking care of kids, what is critically important is that you remember and focus on their heart, because that requires just as much healing as any other part of their body.
Our services here with our specialists, our pediatric surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, they have made her life as successful as it is because they've been able to provide specialty operations and surgeries and such that have given her the ability to grow as normal as she can, to make her bones a little stronger on the inside.
Taking care of special kids like her that's our thing. The whole team here, from our therapists to our nurses to the people who check Milka in when she comes in the morning, that's why we're here.
If she didn't have Children's Hospital here, she would really, her family would probably have to move to Los Angeles or, Sacramento or the Bay Area just to get care.
When I saw in the water, it's the safety place she got.
I feel like I can walk because I stand on the water and I can stand and not fall.
I not worry about it in the water. When she was in the water, Mommy, I'm here. Everybody says, it looks like a mermaid. I'm a mermaid.
It's an unfortunate disease that she has. However, I think that certainly has defined Milka in that it's made her a very, very strong girl.
She's just battled through everything and done everything anybody could ever ask of her.
For her and the things that Children's Miracle Network funds have been able to do to help her in her care, it's critical. It's made a huge difference in her life.
Whenever my friends are with me and someone asks what my scar is, the friends are just like, don't ask, don't ask. And I'm like, it's okay, I want to tell the story. I like telling this story and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud that I went through this, and I know that I'm different, but I love to think that different is another word for special.
Avery was born on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, you really can't get a luckier birthday if you tried. And for the first little while, everything went very, very smoothly. At my 3-week baby well check, they mentioned that she hadn't been gaining weight as fast as they would have liked. She was a skinny little baby. You know, most kids double their weight by the time they're 6-month-old. Well, Avery wasn't even double her weight at a year.
So Avery went to a gastroenterologist on the North Shore, so somebody to figure out what was wrong with her stomach, because that was kind of the pathway we were being led down. He said, I want to check for a few things, and one of them was, I hear a bit of a heart murmur, I'd like to get that looked at. So a few months later, we went to Children's Hospital, and we had an echo done on her heart so they could examine it and see what was going on. And the technician who was doing that, she started to cry. And we knew that before we even were told what was wrong, we knew something was seriously wrong with Avery's heart.
Shortly thereafter, they took us to go meet the doctor. We learned words like CHF, congestive heart failure, CHD, congenital heart disease, and Al-Kappa, which is what Avery's diagnosis is, which is anomalous left coronary artery from the pulmonary artery. The scariest thing was it has a 90% mortality rate if they're not diagnosed in the first couple months. And here Avery was 2.5 years old. No doctor could believe she was alive. Her heart literally went like this, didn't squeeze, it twitched. They said, okay, she needs emergency surgery. She needs surgery tomorrow morning. We actually can't do it right now because we want to put her in the ICU and put her on heart support medication before we do the surgery in the hopes that we could get her heart just a little bit stronger before we try to do the surgery. They wheeled her away and they give you this little pager. This pager that you hang on to, and it's your only connection to what's going on in that operating room. And you want it to ring so you know the surgery's over, but you don't want it to ring because you don't want the surgery to be over too soon. Every surgery went very smoothly. I think more smoothly than they anticipated. I spent the next 4 days sleeping by her side. I said, it's okay, baby, it's okay, mommy's here. It's gonna be okay. And she smelled like my baby, and she felt like my baby, and she's snuggled in as she always would. And I knew then that she would be okay. She really would.
She's laughing and she's playing and doing all the normal stuff, and she's a super funny kid, and so she's always joking around and having a good time, and that's when you know that she's doing really well. And thankfully, you know, that's how she's been for a good 5 years now.
I thought it slowed me down, but I believe now that I can do whatever I want no matter how many surgeries I've had. I wouldn't be the same person without those scars. I've been through this experience and I had such a good experience with it that I want those good experiences to stay with people like me.
When you're a parent, you're an expert on your child. When you're a parent in the hospital, you're one expert on your child. It almost felt like she wasn't just ours anymore. All of these other people put so much into keeping her alive that you actually shared her with this team.
To be able to have the technology and the equipment and the expertise to do the magic that they do is so important to me as a dad. I mean, it's the reason why my baby's alive.
They change lives. They save lives.
Even if I could change the fact that my heart was different, I probably wouldn't. I feel that I would never change the pathway that I've been through and that all the curves were just right.
Okay, welcome back. So it's a little late for an introduction, honestly, but we had to get to the D&D group started early to fit everyone's schedule for the staff, and we're very thankful and excited to have them here as a part of our stream this year. That was an all staff, including the DM, who is one of our associate professors in theater, is also a sponsor for our students' D&D club here on campus as well. They do meet Fridays in the library at, is it 6?
We've been meeting in the arts building. We meet Thursdays at 2:30 for some people who can't be there in the evenings at the library.
Okay, yes.
And then Fridays at about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the arts building.
Okay, so 6:30, 7 o'clock in the arts building on Fridays, and there's also a group that meets in the library, and I believe it's 203.
Yeah.
At 2:30. So we have several groups going. So we have a lot of D&D players on this campus. So it was really good to find some sponsors for that and actually turn that into a real thing, because it's a great hobby.
Yeah,
You know?
and you don't have to know how to play.
Right.
We have tons of people who are always happy to help new players get started. Every person at this table, except for Brandon, has, NLW, had never played before, ever. And this was their first time.
It was a bit of a refresher for me, especially because it's been so long since we've had a D&D campaign, and it has been at least 4 years since we've had an active game going anyway. Because we kind of, game night kind of came to an end before Flint was born.
Right. And so, I mean, that was a good example, like I said, of, Dr. Thompson and the rest of them that they hadn't really played before. They were kind of familiar with it, but have never actually played before. We had Harley help them set up their characters and gave them a basic rundown of, how the game works. LW kind of took the first 10 minutes before the stream went live as well to go over some, quick reminders of things, quick crash course. And I thought it went really well. I can't believe they survived, honestly. It didn't sound like they were
Dr.
supposed
Thompson was
to.
clinging to that one hit point, just like I
Yes.
said in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, she was determined.
Yeah, we ended up with a great comp with the two paladins for sure, keeping people alive. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a good start off. And so here we are 2 hours later, actually making the introduction here. This is our 4th year at McMurray Esports doing ExtraLife. We're going for $1,500 again this year. I think we ended up at $1,536 last year. We are currently at $425. Drac just made a $25 donation all the way from Mexico.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
Yes. He plays tank with me in Overwatch too sometimes. So we appreciate that. I know as a society we kind of, we're coming out of this kind of COVID death grip, is how we see things. But, there's still a lot of children in need for a lot of various things that Children's Miracle Network helps cover. My sister-in-law has been an overnight charge nurse on the Hendrick Children's Hospital for, 10, 12 years, something like that. And, I hear about it all the time. How, what's the capacity? How full are we? Last week in Texas, children's hospitals were at 91% capacity. This is a rough time of year for a lot of things, especially with, breathing issues and all that sort of stuff. And it's, life isn't fair. Everyone will roll a natural one sometimes, and it happens to the kids too.
As somebody who grew up in and out of children's hospitals and even spent some holidays at Cook Children's in Dallas, when people are willing to take time out of their day just to try and either distract you or try and help you pick up your mood, just to try and help you have a little bit fun when some days you're not even allowed to leave your bed, much less your room, it's something that every kid there appreciates and will never take for granted. Whether it's coming by with art supplies or books or puzzles or sitting down with a kid just to read them a book, or watching movies together. No matter what you do, no matter how small, is going to leave an impact. I know that the people that I met when I grew up in the hospital, all the doctors, the nurses, the volunteers, I still remember each of their names and faces. Dr. Thomas, if you're still at Cook Children's Hospital, thank you very much. You're the reason I'm sitting here.
There you go. And so, this is a very worthwhile project, that affects everybody's community. Here in Abilene, Hendrick Children's is our Children's Medical Network hospital. They provide a lot more services than just financial support and, really expensive equipment. They also provide a lot of services like, they do camps for kids with, special needs or health concerns. They do animal therapy sessions with cats and dogs or, horses, all that sort of stuff. They do rehab. They also fund, as was mentioned, it's Children's Life program, keeping the kids entertained. Nobody wants to be in the hospital, especially an 8-year-old kid. That's how ExtraLife started. It started actually here in Houston with a young girl that, had cancer on and off. She was in the hospital a lot. She had contacted a local radio station saying, I'd like some board games or something to do in the hospital. This was like 15 years ago, something like that. And so the radio station did a drive to get board games and stuff to send it to this hospital, and they were getting stuff from all over the world. They had so much stuff that they didn't know what to do with it. And it was such a successful cause that they did it again the next couple of years. Yeah,
I think one of my strongest memories is I was about 12 years old, and I had been admitted to the hospital 3 days before Christmas. And, no kid wants to spend their Christmas in a hospital, no matter how fun they tried to make it, no matter how much they try to be there for you to make sure that you're comfortable. I remember just sitting there and feeling so miserable, thinking that I wouldn't be able to be at home with my little brothers, with my little sister, with anyone in my family. And they just went above and beyond. There was a local theater that came, and they did production of things like Frosty the Snowman. The fire department came out after a trip to Build-A-Bear, and they brought us all toys. There was someone who went around dressed like an elf, and he would sing you Christmas carols from your door, and he had this giant bag full of candy, and he would let you just stick it and grab a handful of it. And the doctors would kind of turn a semi-blind eye within reason. Or there was this one very, very sweet girl. She probably would have been about 16. Her name was Amanda. And I was so sick and exhausted all the time that she would come and she would sit down with me, and she would brush and she would braid my hair, and she would talk about all sorts of things. Like what are you gonna do when you get home? Are you excited for surgery? Just always so sweet, and being in a ward of high-risk kids, and you get kind of used to people sort of treating you like glass. It's such a lifesaver when people are willing to sit down with you and play a game of Uno, or to bring out a Monopoly board to help you all set up whatever and just take a break for a little bit. We would one of the things we would do is, some of us who could see each other from our rooms, we would take like bouncy balls and we would wrap paper around them and we would roll them across the halls, or we would throw them when the nurses returned, so we could pass notes back and forth between our rooms. There was a kid across the hall from me who had been brought in the day after I was, and he was 14, and he had been brought in because he had completely just decimated his leg and snapped the bone in half, and he was going to have surgery to repair it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was laid up in bed, couldn't move, couldn't get up. So we would all try and sneak over there sometimes just so we could have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And so it's things like ExtraLife that people are either donating games or toys or money or time.
Yep.
Those are going to be the kids who grow up like I did, and who look back and think, you know, someone was there for me, now I need to be there for someone. I've also realized that I never introduced myself. Hi, I'm Unrefined Chaos, Eli Rodriguez. I'm a prospective senior here, and I'm president of the D&D club.
There you go. All right, yeah, it's really good insights here. You know, I'd worked at Hendrick as well, actually the floor below the Children's Hospital. I also worked at night, so my sister-in-law and I would, you know, talk about these things a lot. You know, it's like before COVID, you know, during our first year running ExtraLife here at McMurray, we actually went up to the hospital, and our Children's Miracle Network representative, Melissa Blay, who's always been really good to us, you know, we took a tour through the whole Children's Hospital, including the NICU, and, you know, seeing some of our athletes, you know, like our Randy Bo Sprinkle from our Rocket League team, who's like 8 feet tall, and, you know, having him see these tiny little NICU babies, you know, and that was an experience for him, you know, and, you know, we got to go see the new rehab center for children. It was like the week before it was officially opened. So there's a lot of good things, even just here in the Abilene area, that, you know, Children's Miracle Network, you know, does a lot of good things for our community. You know, it's, I guess, because, you know, working at the hospital and all that sort of stuff, and just my life experience, you know, this is my 9th year with ExtraLife. So I brought it here to McMurray, and it's been my favorite thing we do every year, and it's a lot of the kids' favorite thing that we do every year as well. We've got a full lab today. We've got like 10 different streamers going. If you scroll down on our main page, you will see our schedule and everyone that is also streaming for ExtraLife. There's a bunch of links down there as well to their individual Twitch pages. You know, we're working towards, you know, we're already at 425, you know, after our first 2.5 hours. Still got a long ways to go. You know, even $1,500 is a drop in the bucket in the medical field, you know, in the medical world. So, you know, save your $5 from Starbucks today and, you know, make a donation for a good cause for, you know, this one day of the week.
One day of the year.
Yeah, this one day of the year. You know, it's you know, ExtraLife has had such a big impact. It's raised over $100 million now. You know, it became such a big thing that it is now a brand of Children's Miracle Network. So these are not separate entities anymore. It is all one and the same. ExtraLife is just specifically targeted to gamers, to give them a cause and a way to, you know, do some good, right? And so that's why we are here. So, you know, come hang out with us today. We've got another 21.5 hours to go. We've got a full schedule. Here in 5 minutes, we'll have Brotivator, who is our fitness coach from Firehouse Fitness. And we'll have 2 of our students in here, and they'll have a chat about, you know, gamer health and
the importance of exercise.
Yes, even gamers.
Speaking of which, for anyone who is here watching and who's going to stay with us, don't forget that you also have to get up, stretch, make sure you drink some water or something. Yeah, check your posture.
Yes. Especially
if your bones are cracking and they sound like a walnut.
Yes, walnuts are bad.
If you go up and down a lot of stairs, walk. You know, go walk for a while, stretch your legs. it does come in handy. It started raining.
It's pouring.
Really? It's raining.
Yeah, I'm soaked.
Protect your knees.
It's either going to be humid.
One
more
day you're
humid,
going to be as old as these two, and then you're going to be filled with regret.
Right. Just be like, ugh, somebody help me
Thanks
get
for
up out of
playing.
this chair. You know, for sure. You know, I played hockey, and you know, it's like, I mean, we get football players in this program just because, you know, they want to survive college. You know, so they come here from football after injuries that you know keep them out of other athletics and stuff. You know, esports is an inclusive space. You know, everybody plays games. Everyone is welcome within this space, and this is ExtraLife charity stream is one of those kind of beacons of that whole thing. You know, this is more than about playing games. This is a lot of community, you know, a lot of engagement and growing as individuals, sharing knowledge and passions, you know, building each other up for your interests.
We're playing games and we're having fun, but if you love something and you're passionate about it, shouldn't you enjoy it? You know, people who work in the hospital, they're there because they love it and they love what they do. People who work with these kids directly, they're there because they love these kids and they love being there. So everyone's just taking something, whether it be a hobby, a passion, a little bit of extra time, and they're trying to put it towards something for a better tomorrow.
Yeah, it's I couldn't do it. It was too hard for me. I absorbed too many emotions. I had a lot of trouble with it, you know. So I ended up going into IT from nursing, and then kind of transitioning into, you know, I'm still kind of this mentor support main in real life, just like I am in games.
Yeah, but now with ExtraLife, it's kind of gone full circle.
Right.
Plus, it's nice to see how with the past 4 years, ExtraLife here has grown a lot. Because you guys started off pretty small, and then there was last year, and now with this year, like you said, there's like 10 streams going on.
Yep.
Because everyone was really excited at the chance to try and help raise some money.
Yep. We got a full schedule this year. We actually had more things on the schedule than would fit within the schedule. You know, so I mean, you know, it'll only grow and get better. You know, we're working on production values and stuff to make it a little more interesting, you know, for viewers. Like you know, we don't need our hit points anymore.
I like that little feature. I was watching it.
Yes.
And it's very nice.
Yes. You know, it takes a lot of effort from everyone to put something this big together. You know, and I appreciate all the help that I've gotten from students and, you know, the staffs that were interested in being a part of it. Like our sacrifice here that works in security. You know, there's a lot of good things going on here. Did you have something else to say?
If you're there and you know someone interested, share this. Share the link to someone, even if it's just one person. Spread some awareness. Even if, you know, you personally don't feel like, you know, you can download, or not download, but donate. You know, we're all students. We're all broke.
Right.
We all understand and we respect it. So even just the knowledge that this has reached someone who will think about and remember this, that helps a lot. And that's a big deal. Maybe stop by your own hospital, or if you're watching from here in town, stop by Hendrix and ask if they need volunteers. See what you can do for these kids.
Yeah, they're always taking arts and crafts supplies. It's a little more difficult now since COVID stuff. It either needs to be like a one-shot kind of item, like crayons and coloring books, notepads, you know, sketchbooks, something like that. Even small plush animals that the individual can keep. Or, you know, something a little more sturdy that can, you know, sort of running in like kindergarten rules of it has to be able to be sanitized.
About to say, if you send any plush animals or blankets, make sure they're easily washable.
Yes.
Because they will get washed
Right.
a lot.
Or just plan for it to be given specifically away. And we've had grandmas and stuff before that would make blankets and stuff. They donate them to the hospital. They give them the kid. The kid takes it home afterwards.
It's getting to be that time of year. If you know how to knit, if you know how to crochet, they can always use like those tiny hats or the baby mittens.
Yes. Yep. Actually, we've had a lot of kids in the NICU and stuff. It's been full, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm. There have been a lot of really difficult pregnancies ever since COVID, and a lot of women who have had such hard times either carrying to term or during delivery or complications immediately after. Yeah. And sometimes that even affects the kids.
Yeah. COVID may be gone, but the effects of it are going to linger for a long time. It's something we're going to have to deal with, and something that we need to expect to have to support moving forward. All right, well, thank you, Unrefined Chaos, for chatting with me, and the dwarf sacrifice as well.
Go, Brandon.
We're going to pause for another quick video, and then we'll be back with Brotivator for a health and fitness chat with Intakable and TL19 if he's here. All right, thank you for your support.
I don't know. I was borrowing TL's desk, so I have to give it back now.
Hi, Mila.
Funny faces.
Hi, sweetie.
Run, Mila, run!
When Mila was born, she was so outgoing, always on the move.
Go, Mila. Woohoo!
She was always very fearless, even as a baby before she could even walk. She would climb up the furniture, she would climb all over the place.
What up, big girl?
She was very verbal. She could speak over 100 words before 2 years old.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She was doing all the things that other kids in Colorado where we live were doing.
Good skiing, Bug.
She's like an expert.
Very good skiing.
Then, starting around 3 years old, I started noticing there was just some subtle things that started to be a little bit off. We had her checked and were told that that was normal and she would outgrow it. And then at 5, she started tripping a lot, and I remember someone calling her clumsy, and I thought, this is not a clumsy kid.
Can you get back up? Just before her 6th birthday is when it was obvious that this was very, very serious and progressive.
Okay.
Mommy is mommy.
She went from speaking perfectly to having fragments of a sentence, and then eventually she lost her last word, which was mommy.
She lost her vision completely at that time. She stopped walking. That's when she stopped being independent in any way.
They diagnosed her with Batten disease, and pretty much every doctor that I spoke with said, make the most of your time with Mila, because there really is no hope right now. I no longer dreamed about Mila growing up and about her getting married and her going to college or having a job. It was too painful for me.
The standard of diagnosis is genetic. It's a recessive genetic disease, and we do a Batten panel of tests to identify what gene is defective. Unfortunately, Mila's mutation is so rare that they were unable to find it, and therefore we were not able to test our son for the same thing because one of the 2 mutations was hidden. So at that point, we were, I think, at the end of the options for what is commercially available today. And my wife started looking for somebody who would be interested on a research basis to dig deeper.
One day, 2 Januaries ago, my wife turned to me and said, "Hey, Tim, would you look at this post on Facebook? This might be something that you'd be interested in." They described that there was a young girl in Boulder, Colorado, who had just been diagnosed with a terrible disease, that the doctors couldn't find the mutation, and that they needed to find someone who could do whole genome sequencing to help them discover what was wrong.
He reached out to me the next day, and it's where our road turned and took the path to where we are today.
Most clinical labs focus on just 1% of the genome, and the 99% that's left over is like the dark matter of the genome. Our lab has a particular interest in that, so that's where we thought we could help.
He called my husband and I and said, "We have found the mutation. It's something that's extremely unusual." And then he took it one step further and said, "And we have an idea of how we might be able to help Mila."
It's not standard gene therapy, it's a genetic therapy. This hasn't been done before, but we think it might be worth a shot. It's something called oligonucleotide therapy that would be targeted just to help Mila and just her specific mutation.
When Dr. Yu came up with the idea of this new treatment, he explained that you have to have 2 mutations in order to have symptoms. You have to have your father's and your mother's. So the idea was if they could hide and cloak my mutation, that Mila's cells could potentially restore function. It was the best hope that we could ever have imagined.
The science was almost the easy part. Figuring out actually how we were going to execute and what our chance of success was, that was the tricky part. We would have to manufacture the drug. We would have to formulate the drug for patient administration. We'd have to get the FDA to allow us to investigate its use in a patient. I'll be honest, there was a lot of skepticism, and there was even concern. We're trying to do a novel therapy untested in a young child. But after talking through all of the concerns, our team really decided that this was worth doing. And I think only in a place like Boston Children's would it have been possible to take some of the difficult to quantify risks going forward.
It was a gradual building of momentum, going from zero, slowly moving through all these steps until last December. Dr. Yu had enough science to convince the FDA and to show that it might work. So finally, a year later, after her diagnosis, Mila was gonna actually have some hope.
About 2 hours into her going under anesthesia for her first dose, I think it hit me. Mila has this drug made for her that could stop her disease, and this could be the beginning of a big wave. And she's the first. It was pretty amazing.
All done. All done with breakfast.
The first 5 months have been a great success because she's tolerated the treatment so well. And there are really, really promising signs that this medication may be slowing or delaying the natural course of her disease. We're watching her seizure count, which has come down considerably since we started treatment. And parents are reporting lots of positive signs. But these are tricky diseases, so we're not out of the woods yet.
I don't know if Mila is going to be the child that everyone remembers as the one who started this road down customized genetic medicine. But right now, today, I try to be very cautiously optimistic. Mila has good days and she has bad days. She has good weeks and bad weeks. But overall, I've seen more good days. I've seen better good days. Now that the technology exists and now that Mila's treatment has proven that this is possible, we really want to continue to pave this road that will allow other children the chance to have an individual genetic therapy.
The key idea is that we're devising a system where we might be able to approach patients and develop drugs for them one patient at a time. This path that we've opened up, this is important enough that we need to continue to explore it for other kids.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Dad?
Are you
All right.
there?
This is our gamer fitness little miniature podcast here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello. My name is Josh Rader, or brotivator. We're going off of handles. I am a avid gamer. Been doing it a long time.
Streams occasionally.
Yeah, like quarterly streams.
Right. Yeah,
quarterly
like
streams. Yeah. I own a couple of businesses in town, and my main thing, my passion is exercise, and I own Firehouse Fitness, which is a gym in Abilene, and yeah, been helping with the esports team since it began. Poorly, but I still do it. Been helping poorly, but it's all right. You know, we're getting better.
It was a lot easier when we were smaller, just starting out, because we were all together.
When I knew everyone, yeah, it was way easier.
Remember those days, Dustin?
Yeah, everybody in here at 5:30.
Right, yeah.
It was so cool.
All 12 of us.
I liked that. I missed that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
for sure.
The cohesion.
Yeah.
I mean, it was certainly a lot easier to get value out of stuff like brotivator. Because it's like now, it's like I can't.
Yeah, how do I even do it?
Yeah, it's impossible. Because our schedules are a mess.
We're in the middle of a podcast right now.
This
is
very
this a pressing
rude
issue?
and unprofessional.
A little bit. Is it okay if I borrow the switch power cord real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I yelled. Okay, please.
Right. Hi, my name is Dustin. I guess informally known as Intocable.
You spell that?
Intocable. Spanish
what's
for
the language of origin?
Spanish means untouchable in English.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Soy intocable.
That was actually really good.
Team captain of Valorant and League team here, and I guess since we're on fitness, I started working out like probably about a year ago now.
Woo! Woo! Now wears cutoffs everywhere all the time.
Yeah,
Doesn't have a single shirt with sleeves.
Now, anytime I get a free shirt, it's dang. How good would this look as a cutoff?
All right, my name's Tristan, or TL19, or Threat Level Gaming. Either one of those works. I've been gaming since I was little, itty bitty. I remember I played like the original Xbox all the way till the newer one now. So, play Halo for Esports. Yeah, I know.
Kids these days.
I know. I did sports talk, so if that helps. Play Halo for the Esports team right now. Soon to be Apex too. We'll see in February. I am a former swimmer. Did it for about 4 years. So that was 4 years? No, 6 years. 6 years.
You swim at McM?
Yeah, I did for 2 years, and then I swam all high school. So yeah, I know.
I've been in that pool a lot.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We try and clean as much as possible.
I just stand on the edge. I didn't even swim here.
You just show up to the meets.
Yeah,
why are you guys in my toilet?
What's happening right now?
But yeah, that's about it. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of come from, not anymore, I'm old and fat now, but, you know, I played hockey growing up. You know, and fitness it's important to gamers. You know, healthy body, healthy mind kind of, you know, concept. You know, gaming is very mentally taxing. You know, it's like, you know, mental health is really important as well. The physical health is important as well. You know, you've got to take care of yourself in order to, you know, function at your highest capacity mentally as well. You know, and that includes for gamers. So that's why, you know, I went and found Brotivator originally. I was like, hey, you should come play with us. You're a nerd.
Hello.
Yeah. Because we needed that input. We needed that something. We needed, you know, here's some good stretches for gamers. You know, it's like when we first started, you know, you cursed in my lab, you know, I'd do 10 push-ups. But Brotivator's like, no, it's wrists. You know, you don't want to do that. Do squats. You know, that's why we have a Brotivator. Everybody needs a Brotivator.
True.
Okay, so
I've got.
Yes,
I'm ready.
go.
I'm ready.
He's got
First of all,
checklists.
does that rule still exist in the lab? Is the squat rule still around?
No,
I'm
but
gonna crack some
it's
skulls.
no, but it's mainly because very few people curse anymore. I am one of the few.
I don't believe that. Is that true? Because when I was here
For the
before,
most part, I mean, you have to build the culture.
True.
You know, especially in this space. It's like right now we've got 10 people in the lab streaming. You know, it's like this is PG-13 content. We're raising charity for Children's Miracle Network. You know, you can't be screaming at your teammate because, you know, they suck or you're getting teabagged, you know, or whatever, you know. We still have a lot of work to go because it's hard to transition, you know, especially from like league and stuff.
it's in the culture of the games.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
You know, and that's part of something that esports is valuable for, is to help, you know, we need to change that culture because it's not inclusive when we're all, you know, psychotic, and you don't play good when you're acting like that anyways. So yes, continue on. Thank you.
Somebody redeemed hydrate.
Hydrate. Unrefined chaos.
Cheers. This is water is very important, but be careful because fish actually have sex in that stuff. Did you know that? It's a little known fact about water.
It's okay. This is purified water from HTO.
Okay, that's good. But and that's why we get purified water from HTO because. Okay, so since you've been around the program at the beginning, do you think there's a way to do anything even similar to what we used to with like coming in and like? So I mean, I would come in not weekly, but it was like monthly probably. For a while, it was weekly.
Yeah, I mean, you come in like on Wednesdays or something.
Yeah, and like
30 minutes.
And that legitimately was like some of my favorite stuff. It actually like started a new passion. I mean, pre-COVID, I actually like went to Boston and was talking to people about health and gaming and the importance of it.
Like a PAX, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was at PAX East. So I was like on a panel there. I actually spoke with the head coach of a 2K team, and he is like, he's intense. He's like 5'2". He's a little fella. His name's Rico Finesse. He's really cool, but he's like,
what a gangster name.
I know, Rico Finesse. Like that's his gamer tag. It's killer, man. He's coaches the Boston Celtics team, so he's like actually in the same facility, and I got to talk to him a little bit about how they do that. And so they actually take all of the gaming people actually work out with the Celtic athletes, which is crazy. like, I think that's so cool. It's part of the reason why they hired Rico is because, like, he has a priority for fitness. So, like, he'll work out with the gamers and stuff beforehand. And one of the things that I was getting to talk to him about was the importance of heavy lifting during gaming, because heavy lifting is taxing on the central nervous system, which is the same central nervous system that helps with your response to like your rapid response whenever you're playing a game, like that fast, like that's the same central nervous system. So if you work on overloading that in different ways, it actually has a benefit in this world, which is a crazy concept because like a heavy deadlift shouldn't help like your reaction speed, but it can, and it does. It's a different
That's
way.
why
to
you
tackle.
don't skip leg days.
That's right. Well, and that's why I think it's been really cool to see like you and Squid in the gym. I mean, like y'all are strong, like, and not like strong for a nerd, like you're strong. Like it's really cool. Like it's really cool to have seen, and like that's one of the things about like the. And I know some of the kids in here still come by the gym, and it's cool. Like, I don't know if you know that, but you get access to Firehouse.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I just
on right now, but
don't make time for it like I should.
Yeah, they've wandered off. But like, it was always cool to see them like I don't know, I'd walk in and see a kid from the basement in here. I was like that's like a cool thing. It was fun to see him like get more comfortable and stuff.
Out of context,
a kid from
that
the basement
statement is
broad. Yeah, it's a little out of pocket on that one.
We won't be in the basement next year.
I know. Super exciting. Is that like when's the move-in date?
We don't know. It'll be at the beginning-ish of the semester. It may not be before school starts, but that's the target date is September or something like that.
That's really exciting.
If they keep on schedule.
Yeah.
But they're pushing really hard because it got delayed for years because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, this needs to get done.
It was supposed to be done this year.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be done at the start of my senior year.
So you won't
And
be able to play.
we were supposed to be like, I was supposed to be in there for my last year. Now I'm not. So.
Maybe you can just take a super senior year.
No.
Hear me out. You still have a year of eligibility, right? How is the eligibility for esports the same as eligibility for like traditional NCAA sports?
We are under athletics, so we run with their same rules.
Okay. But is there like, let's say that y'all didn't as a school, is there
under SCAC is an athletics conference.
Okay.
So we would still basically have the same rules.
What about the kids that weren't officially in a conference previously? Because like for the first 3 years you weren't, right?
Right.
So they could, in theory, play for 3 more years. I mean,
sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, still no.
Still no? You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to take any more classes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Gotta move on.
What about like a advanced level degree though? Didn't at one time weren't you gonna be like a doctor or something? What happened?
Not here.
I don't want to go. I don't want to 8 years of school.
Do you know what you're gonna do?
My advisor told me to talk to the Texas Tech campus here and see about their RN programs, see if there was one that I could jump in for like a year and a half, and just come out with my RN since I'll already have my bachelor's.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that, but an RN is just an associate's degree. So it's not a long time to make that transition for sure.
What about yourself? Sorry.
No, you're good. So originally I came here for engineering and swimming, and neither of those panned out really well.
Nice.
So, so I was already going to minor in math, so I decided I like math anyways. That was kind of like the whole thing with engineering is like I like the math, so I might as well do engineering, and I like physics too. So I was just like, well, I'm already going to automatically minor in math. Might as well make it my new major. So I did that, and then I thought about doing, I don't know. I still don't know whether or not I want to do, like, teaching and swim coaching is the thing, or just coaching in general. But so I went and changed my minor to a administrative coaching. So that's, I guess it's kind of like dealing with coaching a bit, but it's more like admin stuff. I think that's more like training for like business-wise, if I'm not mistaken. Which is weird because it falls under whatchamacallit.
Words.
It's gonna lose me.
It's alright.
Oh,
Words
man.
are Hard. The words are hard sometimes.
why
Did
we're
you say
not-
you just woke up?
No.
That's why we're not English majors.
Yeah, no. So I don't, honestly, I have no idea what I still want to do. I've got like a couple options, but I don't know. I could do, after I graduate, I could go get my teaching cert from the state and then go back to my home high school. See if they're always wanting math teachers.
Where's your home high school?
San Antonio. It's in San Antonio, specifically Cibolo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's from Universal City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's around the corner.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Steele. I went to Steele.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, she went to Judson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But yeah.
So we're just saying words now.
These are.
We're just saying words.
Yeah, we're just saying words. Judson, that's a real place.
No, yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. The good thing about that, like, you know, how many times did you change careers?
I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just, I don't know. And the other thing is, like, I might go into, what is it, something statistics wise, or like doing, I was looking at being an actuary, or, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Like, it's, and this is the hard part too, is finding that balance between money and like what I want to do. Because I know I know what I want to, like, I've always been like this, is like, when I want to do something, I go hard, like 110%. And I think that's why I went through swimming for so long too. It's like, it was always at 110. But then once I don't want it, it's like, I'm done. Like, it's just like, I'm gone. So I guess that's the other thing too, is like, I need to find something that I'm going to enjoy too. Because if I don't, then I know I'm not going to stick around for it.
Makes sense.
So.
Yeah. What was that? A couple weeks ago, he's one of my stats guys. He's in the stats for Halo.
Sick.
And, you know,
I've never met the stats people.
All that nerdy number crunching and stuff, and you know, started doing VOD reviews and looking at maps and just plotting and planning, and that was like the most fun he ever had.
Yeah.
It's like, coach, how do I make this a job?
Yeah.
My wife's a lot like that as well. So like with coaching, because like kind of my background is like athletics coaching.
Right.
And so she played basketball here. My wife did. And,
nice.
yeah, holds the single game 3-point record.
Wow.
Yeah.
I beat it.
I doubt it.
I beat it. My name's up there now. It's in
like open gym, like just you and her shooting. You would cry. Like I can, yeah. Like and me just mentioning that, it's like rippling back in time. I can see the tears forming in your eyes right now. If we were to set that, so like physical tears. But she's a big numbers person as well. So the same type of thing. She came here for something in sports and then left with something else. But she ended up minoring in math because she really loved math always.
Yeah.
And so with coaching, it's a math game. So with lifting, if it's a good nutritional program, tying back to nutrition, I was working on here. I mean, like successful athletes will have a spreadsheet that goes back years.
Right.
So like the very high level athletes and high level competitors and different things will actually like long things, and it becomes a big Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
So and that's how you work up with like different times being like a caloric deficit or surplus, as well as like with fatigue whenever it comes to exercise and like training protocols.
Right.
So whenever you're in season, so if you think back to sports in high school, the high school coaches do this on like a rudimentary phase, and it's like you have different times that you like work out hard, and then other times you don't. You have like off season and all that stuff. So there's ways to track that numerically that is like just incredibly intensive, and it's like a whole like Rain Man style spreadsheet of like every single time you drop like a drop of sweat hits the ground, you log it like type beat. But what she didn't like was the human factor of it, because like people lie, you know, and so
That's
like
fair.
she liked numbers. Because numbers don't lie, but like people, like if you work with a person and like, oh, I'm tired today, I don't want to do it. Well, it's like, well, you're supposed to do this because you're supposed to today, because in 2 weeks you're supposed to do that for 2.
Right.
But if you don't do it for 1 now, like you're not primed for that. Like set yourself up for injury.
Right.
So it's sad. You haven't said anything. minutes.
Well, yeah, because y'all were talking about.
I mean, he made fun of your wife,
statistics and
right?
stuff.
That's true. You made fun of my wife.
I didn't make fun of her. I just said I beat her.
You know what? That's a good point.
I just said I beat her. I didn't say beat her in a 3-point shooting contest.
Want me to mute this? Do I need to mute this? Do I need to mute this? Oh my god.
Y'all were talking about
Becky.
like number stuff, and you know, I used to like math, but now I'm taking upper level statistics, and I hate math.
Oh yeah, same. Like it's.
I
I'm on my
cheated
last
in my
math
statistics
class.
final.
I took it as a dual credit in high school, cheated all the way through it, got here, it didn't carry over. It's an elective, so I have to take it again.
Full disclosure, I cheated in college on my statistics final. That's a story for a different time when it's not on we're not on an academic. But it's a good story. So, but segueing from, you know, numbers and programs and yada yada into, I mean, you're somebody who has been coming to the gym pretty regularly now. So do you follow a program, or do you just like Google?
We've been pretty consistent since because the buddies I went with before,
R.I.P.
They had theirs, and then I started going with them, and we kind of stuck to theirs. We do a 3-day split of chest tries, back buys, and then legs on their own. And we've kind of kept that structured, and we just change the workouts on the days.
Cool.
And we go do each day twice a week with one rest day.
That's cool. I mean, that's a pretty easy approach to it. I mean, it's that's good. It's the cool thing about like health and stuff. It's a spectrum. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, too many people focus on the wrong things whenever it comes to being healthy, quote unquote. Or like they beat themselves up over these like minuscule things whenever really it's a big picture. Zoom out, look at the different stuff. Whenever like with esports specifically, one of the things that I was really pushing for at the beginning was tracking steps. Like, that's such a big, like, it's a small thing to like take into account and count as exercise, but steps are huge. Like, that type of movement. I mean, how many times have you just sat down and done a 6, 8, 10 hour just grind session for, I don't know, whatever rank League of Legends have? They're all made up things. But like, legitimately, you do. Like, seriously, you sit down, and so if you don't have a pedometer to be like, oh crap, I've been a potato all day.
Yeah.
Like,
well, usually I'm not a potato all day, because that rest day that I said we include in our split, we usually don't include it.
Okay, but like, you should. But like, being a potato is easy in gaming. So little things like that go such a long way. So if I give any type of exercise advice going forward to people, it's keep track of the little stuff with like walking, get a pedometer, and just make sure that you're taking steps.
I think a lot of people look at working out or like going to the gym like this massive thing. Or at least I know I do. It's like this massive thing. It's like you just gotta start small. You gotta start with like baby steps. Like just like what is it? I think my girlfriend, she started going on walks for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like she would just walk around the neighborhood for like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes and then come back. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be big. It's just like it's little things, but it's the consistency of the little things.
Exactly right.
So, that was the hardest part when I started out, was staying consistent, and that's why I really enjoyed having 2 people to go with, and that were always, one of them was my roommate, so it was like, he's going. It's like, okay, well, I'll go too.
Who's your roommate?
7.
Oh,
rest in peace.
Yep.
Big rip.
Now Squid's my roommate. So
it's adorable.
Yeah. But this might be a wrong take, but now that it's like a habit, it's like the days I don't go, I feel ugly.
That's a terrible take. Yeah. You
I
definitely
feel
shouldn't have your self-worth
I
based
feel
off of
terrible
the gym.
if I don't. Not like actually terrible, but like
right.
I noticed that like I haven't done anything today because I haven't gone to the gym. So it's like,
well, and that can be a problem, and you may need to monitor this, because like a lot of people will, like, if you do have like a bad week and you skip a couple, like that can send people into spirals and things like that. So that's why I always like, again, having some type of tracked figure, like a step. Like, what an easy thing to make up for. Like, you feel terrible, but you're like, oh, but I still did 10,000 steps today. I know that's ridiculous, but like a little thing like that can go a
Yeah.
long ways in like keeping you on track long term. And it's about consistency, not about.
But see, the fun,
We're over
I
time,
have
guys.
fun.
Are we being rushed? Is the music playing?
Is the music playing?
Yeah, wrap things up. I've got Dr. Wallace coming in, so we'll be on schedule. So, final words.
Lift heavy.
Lift heavy.
It's good advice.
All the time.
Okay, that's bad advice. Good advice turned into bad advice. You know, start small. Realize if you do go to the gym, nobody really cares, and if they're like no one's looking at you. That's why there's so many mirrors in the gym. They're all looking at themselves.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like that's also a thing that keeps people out of the start. Is they're like, oh, everybody's gonna judge me. It's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
Truly, no one
Nicest
cares.
people you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
I'd probably say start small but steady. Start small but steady. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go in the gym and, work out for an hour. Again, like it can just be 15, 30 minutes, like just walking. Like that's it.
Go a long ways.
So
pee in the pool.
I like
there
that.
you go.
Pee in the pool.
A full live day is
Don't
only
don't swim in.
30, 45
Yeah.
minutes.